1. Hello, everybody!
Hello!
Hello!
So nice to see you.
Monday night, we're back. Sorry we weren't around last week, but...
Yes.
Stuff, you know.
What did happen last week? I can't even remember. I just know that my last week has been horrifically busy.
You were off seeing a thing, and I was thinging someone to see off.
That is exactly it.
Yeah.
See? Such a good explainer.
See? It's fine. It's fine.
That's why we does the videos on the internet now, because you such good explainer person.
Don't ask me to explain my reasons, I just have them.
I would never ask you to explain your reasons.
That's between me and the medical professionals.
Exactly. Anyway, welcome, hello everybody. It's Monday night, and we are getting ready to rank some Pokemon
Yay!
for the third time.
It's part 3 of our little series of ranking the Pokemon starters. We did fire, we did grass originally.
We did grass first.
Then we did fire, and now it's the Soggy Boys. We're doing water, and I will not refer to them as Soggy Boys at any other point in the stream, I swear.
Please don't, yes.
Because that was disturbing even for me to say.
Well, in fairness, it also, did you know that the Soggy Bottom Boys is the name of a band?
Sog Bottom Boys, you make the rockin' world go round.
They're a country band, actually. No, it's Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? The characters end up becoming a country band called the Soggy Bottom Boys, make this massive radio hit, and then end up like on escapades. It's startlingly a very good film.
Farcical.
Yeah. Deeply whimsically farcical.
For my journey had a limit of farce.
For the cows on its state, it was the middle of July.
And here I am with no obtainers.
Oh! Tribute to the great Billy Connolly there.
Hi, Billy. Hopefully your lawyers don't sue us.
It's fine. It's fine. We were like a solid 5 seconds into the stream or something. It'll be fine.
No, that's swearing you're thinking of. It's like you can't swear 30 seconds in.
Fuck!
Yeah. You can break copyright at any time. Just, get a lawyer.
Oh dear. Right, okay, well.
Alright, what are we doing?
We're gonna talk about... Jonathan, I want to talk to you about God's greatest animal. The turtle.
The turtle?
The turtle.
Well, turtles are great. They are little squishy boys, but they got like hard shells. They can shrink in. Turtles are a joy to see move because they kind of go like that the whole time, and they go.
Yeah. They're like beautiful mobile sandwiches.
But you know what would make them better?
Cannons.
The Second Amendment. Moving on to opening with our first opening salvo. It is Blastoise, the OG, the turtle with a problem.
I was gonna say.
And the right to bear arms, because look at them arms.
The right to bear turtle arms.
Yep. Here's the thing. We're all aware of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep. This
is the Teenage Mutant Artillery Turtle.
It's so good. It's also my favorite Gen 1 starter, but that's just me.
I go back and forth between Blastoise and Venusaur.
I mean, they are both great.
Because they are both brilliant. I do love them dearly. Sorry, just realizing I forgot to drop the stream announcement in a place.
No, put it on the dreaded site that's name no longer exists.
No, I just didn't put it on Discord.
Oh, that's fine.
I just didn't put it up in a Discord group.
Oh.
Because oh yeah, by the way, we have a Discord. We're working on it. It'll be open to public use someday.
Yes.
It'll probably just be a place where one or the other of us will hang out while doing stuff, or people can throw shit at us, or just hurl abuse.
Might turn it into one for your game company or something. Who knows?
Well, I'm working on that. That's a different discussion.
Exactly. For far in the future, we have grand metaphysical plans that will manifest themselves in turtles with guns.
Turtles with guns.
So, Jonathan, do you want to know? And I know you do. Do you want to know who is taller, Charizard or Blastoise?
It's Blastoise. It's absolutely Blastoise.
Nope.
What?
So Charizard's what, like 5'6", 5'8"?
Yeah, Charizard is like a 5'6".
Yeah, Blastoise is 5'3".
But I suppose Blastoise got a lot more of a hunch, and Charizard's kind of got those tall wings.
Yeah, basically, Blastoise's bad posture is the reason that Charizard is taller.
Blame the shell! You try standing up with a shell on its back.
Actually, hang on. I'm going to quickly double check something, just out of sheer curiosity.
Is Charizard being measured nose to tail?
Probably. Let me just double check. Come on, laptop. There we go. Well, the good news is that Charizard is not the tallest Gen 1 starter.
Yeah, because Venusaur is huge.
Yes, fucking is.
Like, Venusaur is properly... It's a fucking tree!
Yeah. It's fucking 6'7" plus if you include tree.
Yeah.
And it gains an extra foot when it megas, which is delightful. And then they have heights listed for the Gigantamax forms, which is just silly at that point.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's like looking at any of the sort of databases where like, oh, organized by stats, and they have Eternatus Gmax form where it's like,
where it's
it's stats that are inaccessible in game.
Yeah,
and two, it's a raid boss.
Yeah, it's like, why would you stat a raid boss in... No, it doesn't make sense.
Also, anyway. I'll say this now.
Yep.
Before we move on. The Eternatus fight at the end of Sword and Shield, genuinely the best part of those games. I actually really enjoyed that.
I mean,
until I found out you couldn't lose.
Yeah, yeah, I know, right? It made the game feel... Given that
it cheapened it a bit.
Yeah, given their games were already excessively cheap in their plot execution.
But it really did feel quite like bombastic and built up. I liked it.
Yeah, it felt very bombastic as a fight, but it does cheapen it when suddenly you just discover that, you know, after you've been doing all of this training, that it's like, nah. You literally can't lose.
Yeah, like, fucking... Come on, RPGs, give me a boss. Give me a boss that will just wipe the fucking floor with me, and I have to keep coming back after, you know, changing my strategies or grinding up my party or whatever. Give me something.
If you keep saying that, people are going to think that you are a Final Fantasy player.
I played more Final Fantasy than you have.
This is true. I have only really played 15 and a number of spin-off games.
Just like, sweetie, I suffered for my love of Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
I played Final Fantasy 13.
You idiot.
I played 2/3 of that game.
You didn't even finish it.
I got to the point where people say it gets good.
Yeah, it gets good when it hits the open world.
Yes, which is on the 3rd fucking disc, by the way.
Yes, I know.
And here's the fun thing: it actually doesn't get good. This is why we went to therapy and deal. I have opinions upon Final Fantasy 13. You've probably heard a lot of them from other people.
Yeah.
But also, I know how it could be fixed. Despite the fact they'll never do a remaster of it or a remake, but I know exactly how you could fix Final Fantasy 13.
Go on, Jonathan. How exactly do you fix Final Fantasy 13?
Really simple. Because Final Fantasy 13 is based around, its combat at least, is based around taking 3 characters and running through like a turn-based system, semi-turn-based system with them. And it's based around this thing where you switch up their behaviors to have them fill different roles. It's a neat idea. Problem is, what's the expression? The combat... what is it? The combat sucks fat nards.
Yeah, it does.
Here's the thing. The way to fix it was in Square Enix's hands all along. Just give them the combat system from Kingdom Hearts 2. swap out the remove drive forms, put in the paradigm system, and allow you to like switch up your your NPC behavior on the fly. And I think that would have been it would have been complicated and like hard to do, but I think they could have done it, and it would have been a really, really good combat system. And
one problem with that.
What?
Because it was before they'd finally given up on turn-based combat.
That's true. That's true.
And
I'm saying they should have done it earlier.
Yeah, I mean, everybody says they should have done it earlier because the swithering on it for ages is what led to Final Fantasy XIII's combat being so terrible.
Yeah, but then they decided to, they did non-turn-based combat in Final Fantasy 15, and then they did racism in Final Fantasy 16, and I'm not okay with it.
Yay!
It's like, why did they make the whole thing about everyone, about just slavery and everyone being a cunt?
Because, I don't know.
Japan,
I
what the
don't
fuck?
know.
Tetsuya Nomura, what the fuck?
Because the only thing that people care about in Final Fantasy now is Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2. It's all anybody cares about, and they want to know if Aerith dies. Again, and again, and again.
But she doesn't die the same way. Spoilers.
No.
But yeah, Final Fantasy XIII could have been fixed by putting the Kingdom Hearts 2 combat system in it, and because that game was mostly combat, that would have changed the game so much and fixed it in.
Final Fantasy Tactics Advance are the best.
Final Fantasy Tactics Advance are the best. Thank you for giving me heart failure, everybody. This is my wife.
Hi.
I'm Brian, and so is my wife. Also, nobody's arguing against that, Barry. You're right. Nobody's arguing.
Actually gives me heart failure.
If you can pick it up through legitimate or illegitimate means, play Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. It's really good.
It's amazing, and even because there's two. There's a Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, and then they did another one, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance A1 or something that came out on like, I don't know, PSP or something stupid.
Get the GBA.
Play it all.
It's great.
Get the GBA. Play it all on emulators. Have a great time. The Tactics Advance series is just the Tactics series is just great.
Yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics. It's genuinely great. It's got a really good class system. It's got a really interesting sort of way things are set up, because Final Fantasy, across its million games, has only a few like common elements, and some of them are like the existing races, like the Viera, the Mughals, to a lesser extent the Banga, and the Numo or the Numu.
I can't remember.
The Hunch kind of dreadlocky motherfuckers.
Yes, I can't remember what they're called.
Yeah,
basically, it runs through your common races, a couple of common classes, and changes some of them up, and it's just really, really solid as a turn-based, chessboard type.
The resource, I feel the resource management could have done with a little bit of a tune-up, but
I mean, I think it
can be a little like, because you unlock different abilities by giving people different weapons. I lost track of people's weapons quite a lot.
I think one of the issues is because, like, particularly, that old like GBA problem where when they were like, tutorials, what's that?
They tutorialized it pretty well. You had that snowball fight at the beginning.
Yes, in terms of the combat, but the class system and class mechanics, you just had to mess about and find out.
Yeah, which admittedly, but also it's got that wonderful thing where, because the classes are sort of varied and kind of diverse, you can make some pretty broken shit if you want.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I had one of my go-to...
We're getting sidetracked into a completely different franchise, and I feel like I need to say this.
We love Blastoise, it's got great cannons, give me some stats.
So, we have established
also,
Blastoise is the shortest Gen 1 starter.
Turtlebutt.
Turtle power. He is the world's most fearsome fighting team.
He's got an ass in this end. And the glass... He's not a glass cannon.
It's a cute little turtle butt. Just looking at the index entries. It's not overly exciting. Apparently, it can deliberately make itself heavy. So that's interesting. It just increases its weight and gets fat.
It's got that mass!
Yeah, it's because it's thick. Blastoise's thick cannon. Hey, see what I did? That's from Pokemon Stadium 2.
And I will say, one thing I will say, and I've just remembered this.
Yep.
Better scientists than us have agreed that Blastoise is the best Pokemon is the best Gen 1 starter.
Yes.
Because
statistically,
Death Battle
did the fight between the
Death
three
Battle
of them.
did a battle royale between Blastoise, Venusaur, and Charizard. Venusaur went out first, but Blastoise managed to outlast Charizard.
Yep. Which is
They ran the simulation so many times.
They did, and you want to know why that's the case?
Yeah?
Because Blastoise has a sexy ass 100 and 105 defense and special defense respectively.
I would be worried if it wasn't. If
Yeah, I know.
This is not a soft shell turtle here, okay?
No.
Look, that thing. See this thing? This is designed to withstand a bomb.
Yup. You can also go physical or special with great versatility because 83 and 85.
And it's got
Speed
good moves
is not a slouch. 78 speed, 79 health. So yeah,
faster than I thought it would be.
Yeah, no, it's not slow. So it's versatile in terms of what it can do. Reasonably chunky in terms of defense and special defense. You know, we maybe would have preferred it to have sacrificed something to give it a higher health stat, but like that's
probably the speed.
That's the game. Yeah, that's the life we have.
Yeah.
Also, as a pure water type, it has only 2 weaknesses.
Yeah, it's only weak to grass and electric.
Exactly. So, you know, pure water typing is just fucking great typing. It's
Yeah.
only got 4 resistances though, so you know it doesn't benefit from like lots of specialness. But it's just like, you know, as a baseline, it's weak to fuck all.
Yeah, like only really electric beats that out.
Yeah.
Because electric is only weak to ground.
Yeah.
Somehow.
I know, right? Jesus. So yeah, that's the way of water, ladies and gentlemen.
Ninja air balloon terrestrialize electric.
Yep. Oh god. But yeah, so that's...
There's a reason why you can't catch an Incada in the new games.
I know, right?
Very good reason why.
Oh, man. You see all the stuff in all of the hacks where they're like, right, so this is how you give everything Wonder Guard, and this is how you make everything immortal.
I've seen a couple of strategies like that. I saw a great little video of what had happened was they had an Audino and something else. No, hang on. Because the Audino used skill swap with the... Oh, no, it was Sturdy. It was Audino and it had something with Sturdy. The Audino used skill swap. The thing with Sturdy died. Shedinja got set out. Audino then used entrainment on Shedinja and gave it Sturdy.
Oh, damn, son.
And for those of you who don't know, Sturdy is an ability that means no matter what you get hit, if you get hit with from full health to nothing, you will survive with 1 health. Shedinja only has 1 health. They made Shedinja just immortal.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And it's because they patched it so that Wonder Guard couldn't be swapped with skill swap.
Wonder Guard doesn't matter skill swap along with basically every other transformation ability. But it is subject to entrainment.
Yeah, because you can give Shedinja abilities.
Yep.
That's funny as fuck, man. That's
honestly, I should have done that. I genuinely should have just done that with my slacking idea, but eh.
Yeah, it's done now. Anyway.
I think it worked with my little Grafai strategy.
The Grafai strategy is very nice.
Good.
Anyway, so move pool. Let's talk about move pool. So, this is the Gen 8 move pool. No Gen 9 pool, I'm afraid.
Yeah, give it a minute.
I know, right? It'll come. But we have, as you would expect, we have some lovely water moves such as Hydro Pump, Aqua Tail, Water Pulse, Rain Dance, of course. This is a thing that's new from the later games. What move do you think Blastoise learns upon evolution?
Shell Smash.
Nope. Now learns Shell Smash level 35. Now the move it learns upon evolution is Flash Cannon.
See, that's the things I knew it got some steel coverage. I'd forgotten what it was from.
Flash Cannon.
Flash Cannon.
Iron Defense, which is quite nice.
Well, here's the thing. What's Mega Blastoise's ability?
It's Aura Launcher? Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mega Launcher.
Mega Launcher. So all cannon moves.
Cannon and blast moves do like a bunch of extra damage. So Blastoise subsequently learns all of them.
It, in fact, does, and it's great.
Yeah. Blastoise was actually the Pokemon that I chose for my secondary starter on in Gen 6.
I mean, to be fair, it's like, you know, like Mega Venusaur is a great all-rounder.
And a serious tank.
Yeah, because you get thick fat, and it's like, it's brilliant.
You've just killed two of its weaknesses. What up?
Yup. Mega Blastoise just has... I mean, it's very specific in terms of the big power it's got, but it's got big power. And then, the problem with Charizard is that everybody thought, Mega Charizard X, it looks so cool, it's finally a dragon. Realised it was shit and totally useless because its Tough Claws ability wasn't of any real use with its, you know, good to medium physical attack and not the best move pool for it. You're like, you get it for Dragon Claw and that's it. And
also Fire Dragon isn't that great a combo.
It's not a brilliant combo, no.
And then they're like, oh, Charizard, Mega Charizard Y gets Drought?
Yup. Suddenly, you have an absolutely, you know, a fast special sweeper that brings Drought. And it was like, well, that's a great idea.
I was like, oh, that's how you set up a Sun
Solar Beam.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mega Charizard Y dominated the meta, and Mega Charizard X was confined to the dustbin of edgy boy history.
Yep. Because, you know what? But we can never forget the time that Charizard put on blackface.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm never wrong! I'm gonna clip that.
Oh, God. Right. Blastoise! Fuck!
Blastoise! Big Shelly boy. He's got a good move pool for it. He's got good stats. He's a good chunky defender.
And because you can go physical or special, you can have your Mega Punches, your Ice Punches, your Digs, your Rock Slides, your Ice
Those
Wings.
arms are short, but they're thick with muscle.
Yup, your Facades, your Brick Breaks, your Dives, your Rock Tombs, your Brines, your Avalanches, your Bulldozes, your Body Slams, your fucking Earthquakes, your Outrages, Iron Tail, Crunch.
Yeah.
Aura Sphere, of course, because we're on the expanded list from fucking Sword and Shield.
Yep.
Dragon Pulse, Dark Pulse, Focus Blast, Zen Headbutt, Flash Cannon, Scald, Body Press for some bastard fuck reason.
Body Press makes perfect sense.
Yeah, because you want a flying and fighting move that you land on people.
No. Body Press attacks with your defense.
Oh, that's... Sorry, I was on Flying Press, wasn't I?
Yeah, you're thinking of Flying Press. Body Press attacks with your defense.
Perfect.
Yeah, because I saw someone use it on a Shuckle once.
Yeah, that's... Oh my god, that's horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
this is... Yeah, this is brilliant.
That's it. I think that's actually the best move pool out of the three of them, out of Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise.
I think it might well be.
Blastoise has the best move pool, because you've kind of just listed off a fucking whole thing of bangers. Like,
yeah, it doesn't... The type coverage isn't huge. I will grant it that. In the same way that, you know, like... Well, no. Actually, no, it is huge, because actually...
It's fucking massive.
Yeah, because you got Fighting, Water, Steel, Psychic...
Dragon.
Dragon, Dark, Ground, Rock, Ice.
Of course, Water.
Yeah, okay, that's quite a lot.
Yeah, I think Blastoise has the best move pool. Okay, I think, because the question I was going to ask you is, do we want to put Blastoise in A or S tier? I think that makes I think Blastoise is going in S tier. Because also, look at that smile.
I mean, look at that beautiful
Look at that
smile.
fucking smile.
Boy,
Blastoise is a
beautiful.
powerhouse, and he knows it, but he's not going to go out of his way to prove it.
I am going to say, much as it pains me, because I fucking love Blastoise, counter to the narrative that we should put him in S because Blastoise has such a great move pool. Blastoise is primarily a tank.
That's true.
And they're a tank with a really great offensive pool, but their defensive pool is not brilliant.
See, I would argue that you maybe don't want to run Blastoise as a tank. You want to run Blastoise as a bulky sweeper.
I mean, and I think that's probably no, that's fair. Bulky sweeper is probably where it's at, but in terms of that,
it's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, it's like because I feel that bulk, we sacrifice offense for that bulk, and actually, if you want a bulky sweeper, you need stat increasing stuff. And in fairness to Blastoise, if you put it in Rain, it gets Rain Dish as a hidden ability, so you can restore. Yeah, so it restores health in Rain, which is great.
Fuck.
But again, it's not got lots to raise its stats to do the sweep.
That's true.
It's got Shell Smash, which drops its defense.
You don't want. Shell Smash is a bad move.
Yeah. And then otherwise you've got Iron Defense, Protect, Rain Dance. That's not brilliant. That's from its natural pool. I suppose, we've got things like Rest. Not a lot in its TM pool either that's defensive. And certainly in terms of things that would, bulk stats.
That's fair.
Work Up. That's the only move in there. Work Up.
The Work Up's pretty good.
I mean, Work Up is good. It's because Work Up is
attack and special attack.
Attack and special attack. So Work Up is good, but you have to learn it by TM, which is like, so yeah. And
that's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal, but I just feel that it could be better. Is my point. I'm not sure it's quite S.
Okay then.
We can get Life Dew Mist. Life Dew and Mist from Egg.
What does Life Dew do again?
It's another health boosting move.
Probably a bit better than Rest.
Well, no, because it's so Life Dew restores health to you and the other people on field in your party. So it's like for multibath. So Life Dew restores health of the user and its allies by 25% of their maximum health.
That's amazing!
Oh, it's great. It's a really brilliant move.
What the fuck has that been all my life?
I think what gen was it invented? It's something like Gen 7 or something. Gen 8. So it's introduced in Gen 8.
Oh, that'll be why I didn't notice.
Yeah, because fucking Gen 8 is terrible.
Yep. Fuck you, Sword and Shield.
Yes, but yeah, because I discovered Life Dew in Gen 9 because my Gallade learned it. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. So yes, that's what it is. But I mean, also, that's Sword and Shield. Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. We can get Fake Out as an egg move, which is kind of cool. So it does have good things, but I would like it
needs
to have
the stat boost.
Yeah, like I would like it to have Nasty Plot. If it had Nasty Plot, I'd give it a fucking S tier.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say we're gonna do A tier.
Yep.
With the proviso that if nothing else nothing else measures up, nothing else hits S tier, Blastoise is going to goddamn S tier.
Agreed.
Okay, because that's a hell of a bar for us to set.
It isn't, in fact, but it gives us room to go above and beyond.
Okay, so our boy Blastoise, he was up here in his A tier, and as usual, we wasted half an hour talking about the first thing and talking bullshit. So, hey Chris, how do you feel about dinosaurs?
I fucking love dinosaurs, especially ones that live in the water.
Especially ones that live in the water, and most of the time, crocodiles and alligators are not a problem as long as you don't get near them. They're just angry logs, but as soon as you get near them, you're fucked.
Jonathan, what happens if you cross one with Godzilla?
Well, I was going to ask, what happens when you get an alligator that gets up on its hind legs and chooses violence?
You get Godzilla!
You get my boy Feraligatr!
Fuck yeah!
It is Feraligatr time!
It's gonna eat your friends.
Feraligatr is possibly my favorite Gen 2 starter.
It's pretty great.
Because one, Totodile is great.
Dial!
Yeah, he's this happy little chompy dude.
Who gets progressively dumber and then turns into this giant fucking, planet eater.
Yeah. Like, he just turns into the fucking world eater. And Chris, tell us about Feraligatr.
Jonathan, you want to know how tall Feraligatr is?
Is he taller than me?
Yes.
How tall?
7 foot 7 inches.
7 feet tall.
Fucking over 7.5 feet tall.
Yeah, but he never stands up straight.
No, that's without the standing up straight. But it does include his ridges.
Okay. 1, 2,
Because he's got big hair.
3, 5, 6, 7.
As our father would say,
That
you're closer to God with big hair.
That is 91 inches, and I'm holding I've got the tape measure.
Mm-hmm.
Just hit the wall.
Hot damn.
And it's got a big bend in the middle, so that's, yeah.
So, that's a big boy.
That's a big boy! You would
It is
struggle
a
to
big
keep
boy.
that in a bathtub.
Very big bathtub.
That's a very big bathtub for a very big boy.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, Feraligatr is, I love Feraligatr with all my heart and soul. Like, he's just a good boy.
This is a very good boy.
But tell me some more factual information about Feraligatr before I go off on one about his immaculate vibes.
I can tell you that the thing that most Pokedex entries care about is, hilariously, a parallel with real-world crocodiles.
Ooh, he's bulletproof.
It's an ambush predator. It usually moves slowly, but it goes at blinding speed when it attacks and bites prey.
That Feraligatr is the guy who you're kind of like, you've arranged to meet up, you're hanging out, you'd be like, oh man, where is he? Then he just goes, hi! Jumps out of the crowd and fucking bear hugs you.
I mean, legit. So, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, Feraligatr intimidates its foes by opening its huge mouth. In battle, it will kick the ground hard with its thick and powerful hind legs to charge at foes at incredible speed. It legit jumps up and down and then runs at you.
Amazing.
I
gotta ask you a question, because I'm gonna need your help on this one, Chris.
Go on.
Because for the last 2 streams, I've kind of put forward scenarios that progressively include more and more of these starters as we go along.
Yeah.
Okay, we had fire types like kind of fucking brawling with each other at the gym. We had the grass types hanging out.
I feel like there's only one appropriate place to set the water types.
Beach episode!
Fuck yeah! And Feraligatr is that dude who is there, and then he just goes, see you in a minute, guys, and fucking batters it into the sea.
Exactly. Like Blastoise
is the lifeguard.
Blastoise is probably sunbathing. Like he's sitting in a deck chair, just being like, "I'm Big Cheese. I'm doing okay."
But I feel like Blastoise is there to look after everybody. Blastoise is very much the parent.
Yeah, Blastoise is the parent, but he's chill. Feraligatr is just he gets there and he's talking to you for 1 second and just goes, "One moment," fucks off into the sea.
Exactly, and then comes out of the sea soaking wet to hug you when you're dry.
What we're saying is Feraligatr has ADHD.
That is entirely possible.
This is a prehistoric monster with ADHD.
Here we go. It's canon now, everybody. It's canon.
Feraligatr is your ADHD icon. I mean, look at them teeths.
Such good toofs.
Such good toofs.
And
what can he do with those toofs? Brother?
He has 105 attack is what he fucking has.
Yeah. Feraligatr will hit you once. Because that's all he needs to do.
You want to know what's hilarious, though? You want to know what would you guess is Feraligatr's second highest stat?
Speed.
Nope. Speed is, in fact, his lowest stat.
Oh. Health?
Nope. That's third.
Special defense?
Defense!
Defense! Well,
Defense!
that makes a lot of sense. Because crocodiles...
hard, gnarly scales.
Yeah, crocodiles are pretty tough.
Yeah.
Especially considering, I'm not going to go into it now, but if you ever get bored and you want to scare the living shit out of yourself, go onto Google and look up Gustav the Bulletproof Crocodile of Burundi.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah. Because that was a crocodile that was not only bulletproof, but bomb-proof.
Fuck.
Yeah.
To be fair, I feel like all of the Australians who eventually end up in the chat will all be like, fuck's sake, mate. Don't need to go to Burundi to see a fucking bulletproof croc.
Mate, it's not the crocs, you got the crocs. They'll lure you in, you got to be dealing with them. Then it's the fucking emus that'll strike behind you, they'll sneak up on you.
Truth, mate. I still absolutely adore, and I haven't even looked into it, I just know that it exists. That Australia legit fought a war against the emus and lost.
They declared war on emus and lost.
Which is amazing.
Yep.
Just, yeah. Anyway.
So, for alligator, he's a big friendly dude who can bite you in half.
Fuck yeah, he is. And just on that subject, I would like you to, since we're getting you to guess things that I know you're going to get wrong, with our big friendly boy who bites things in half, what would you guess is for alligator's hidden ability?
Now, the obvious answer would be strong jaw.
That is the obvious answer.
Because that would make sense. So I'm gonna go a little left field here.
Go on.
Well, I brandished my tape measure for some reason.
Do you want a hint?
I'll take a hint.
It's highly offensive.
Is it the ability to say the N-word in public?
Wrong type of offense, Jay! Fix your fences, Jesus!
Pure power.
Close. Sheer force.
Oh! Okay. Actually,
Force.
pure power would have been fucking insane.
Yeah, pure power would have been literally mental. Sheer force, for everyone who doesn't know, increases your move's power by 30% by sacrificing its additional effects.
So if you have, for example, the move Ice Fang, you can bite. It bites people, but also has a chance to freeze them. Sheer force would get rid of that chance for freezing to make the bite extra hard.
Yup. And luckily, guess who learns Ice Fang?
For alligator, that's why I used the example.
Exactly. And Crunch.
Yep.
And Superpower. And Aqua Tail.
Yep.
And Hydro Pump. And Thrash.
All of these, every single one of these starters will be able to learn Hydro Pump.
Yeah, but it's also just like, you know, given that Hydro Pump doesn't really matter because we're not special. Yeah, I know.
Because that's the thing,
it's like
the two big water type starter moves do not matter for alligator because neither Hydro Pump nor Hydro Cannon are really much used to it.
Yeah, it doesn't take advantage of its stats properly. Yeah. But Superpower, Aqua Tail, Thrash, Crunch, Ice Fang, all in its natural move pool, is kind of great.
Yeah, for alligator.
And also since it has the defense to, like, you know, take some hits as well, it also learns Screech to maximize said damage on its hapless foe. And Scary Face to stop it fucking moving.
How can you find that face scary? Look at it.
I know, right? It's only in its fucking... It just opens its jaws. And then you're like, I am now slow and afraid. Oh, what else we get? We get Focus Punch, we get Dragon Claw, we get Iron Tail, Earthquake, Brick Break, Aerial Ace.
Aerial Ace?
Fling for some fucking reason. Yeah, Aerial Ace. Shadow Claw, Giga Impact, Avalanche, Rock Slide, Bulldoze, Strength, Rock Smash, Waterfall, and Rock Climb, because anybody cares about those. Now this is, in fairness...
Waterfall would be a genuinely good pick on... for alligator.
Well, Waterfall...
Because you get stabbed, and Waterfall has a chance to flinch.
Yeah, and before Aqua Tail was invented, Waterfall was the default go-to, you know, physical water move.
But I would argue, because Aqua Tail doesn't have any secondary effects, I would argue that Waterfall's a better call for alligator.
Also, Aqua Tail has lower accuracy, so, you know, it's a fair shout.
Like, it's got 10 more power, but...
Jay.
Yeah?
I think for alligator might be S tier. You want to hear why?
Why?
Egg moves.
Egg.
Aqua Jet, which is already exciting.
Aqua Jet's good.
Dragon Dance.
Oh, fuck.
Which is more exciting.
Fuck off! Wait, hang on.
Ice Punch, Metal Claw.
Dragon Dance is good, but it doesn't necessarily be the... Like, what is for alligator speed? Because you said it was its lowest.
It is its lowest. It's 78.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not an unworkable speed stat, and it just means that if you're tanking hits...
So yeah, Dragon Dance can make that workable.
Yeah, and it's like, it gives you that option that you can turn him into a fast physical sweeper when he already starts with bulk.
Well, the other thing is, if you manage to hype him up with something like, I don't know, Dragon Dance, you could then just start pounding people with Aqua Jet.
Also, Jay, in addition to Dragon Dance, it does get agility. So you could just use, agility and then Dragon Dance once, and you're the fastest fucking thing on the field with a big old attack stat. That's a 2-turn setup. That's fuck all. And you're going first.
Combined with that high level of power with the fact that we love Feraligatr.
I mean, it's such a good design.
It's such a good design. Like, it goes from Totodile to Croconaw to Feraligatr is just... It's not necessarily the most storied progression out of any of the starters we've seen, but it just has this great escalation of design with the included projection of the lower jaw, the changing of the markings, the emphasis of the fins coming out. Like, you can see one turning into the other, and it's great. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, I'd put the Gator in S tier.
Yeah, it's got everything. Somehow it's got everything that Blastoise has, but better.
It has the only thing that was holding Blastoise back.
Yes, as well as all the things that made Blastoise great.
So, I'm sorry, Blastoise, this means you're not going in S tier, because the Gator is! We will see you later, Feraligatr.
In a while, Totodile.
Hey!
We're hilarious. Now we have the next one, and I would like to start our introduction of the next one because I am about to stop talking for the next 20 minutes.
Yep.
Because the next person that we have is Gen 3. Now, Jonathan and I have not made a secret of the fact that we love Gen 3.
That's where we started.
My favourite starter of all time is in there.
As is mine.
As is Jonathan's, which is who we're about to talk about. Which is, and this may not sound very exciting, is a mudfish. But bear with us, because said mudfish could probably bench press your house. And that is
Hey, Chris.
the fabulous, the phenomenal, the startlingly stylish Swampert.
Do you like Swampert? I heard you like Swamperts.
Do you like Swampert?
I heard you like Swamperts. It's this boy! It's this goofy little critter! Look at him!
If you don't think about how slimy his skin is, he would be very huggable.
Like, look at him. And here's the thing. As we've seen from, like, Pokemon Coliseum, those things on top of his head, they flop!
They do!
Yeah! Great!
So good. So good. The goodest boy.
Now, I have a lot of emotional attachment to Swampert. Because, fun fact, a Swampert was the first Pokemon I ever trained for the full width of the Pokemon leveling. I went from level 5, when I got it at the beginning of the game as a Mudkip, and I trained it all the way to level 100. I still have that Swampert from my childhood. It's sitting on my copy of Omega Ruby, because I figured that was a good way of doing things. It started on my copy of Pokemon Ruby, which I have had for so long that the in-game internal clock on the battery has fucking died. And it has gone and transferred across the generations through every game. I have kept it and I have used it. My boy Splash. And he is now sitting kind of full circle on my copy of Omega Ruby, where he learned to Mega Evolve into the henchest fish in existence. And I'm going to show you that fish.
The hench fish is hench.
You look at that, and you tell me that you don't know where the steroids went. You look at that boy.
Yup.
Now, but we don't really talk about the Megas. We're talking about the OG. We're talking about skinny Swampert. And despite the fact that it's skinny, Swampert is incredibly strong. Half its dex entries are about basically how it can punch its way through the bottom of a ship.
Do you want to hear some of those?
I mean, I had more, but okay.
So, Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. It can swim while towing a large ship. It bashes down foes with the swing of its thick arms. Ruby. Swampert is very strong. It's enough power to easily drag a boulder weighing more than a ton. Has powerful vision that even allows it to see through murky water. Sapphire. Predicts storms by sensing subtle differences in the sounds of waves and tidal waves with its fins. If a storm is approaching, it piles up boulders to protect itself. Emerald. It swims as fast as a jet ski. There you go.
This is literally just the ultimate water creature. And in our hypothetical water type beach episode that we have going on here, Swampert is the guy who is down. He's not like in the water. He's just a little bit up from it, and he's building a big ass fucking sandcastle. Like Swampert is the guy who's like he's like, I have come to the beach. I got a bucket, I got a spade, I got my big fucking hands. I'm gonna make a sandcastle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you eating?
Ah!
Sorry, I was too busy looking at Swampert. I didn't see you eating.
Sorry, I wanted a biscuit. Swampert is a phenomenal Pokemon. Its design ranging up from a tiny and adorable Mudkip. It's just this little quadrupedal thing with a big fin on its head. Up to the dead behind the eyes, definitely burned down the fucking orphanage Marshtomp. You look at a Marshtomp and you tell me that there are dead creatures dancing in those eyes. Marshtomp is issues as a Pokemon. Like, I love it, but fuck, man, I wouldn't want to find out what it's got in the basement. Okay?
I've never thought of it like that.
I will find you a goddamn picture of a Marshtomp.
I can't unsee this now. Looking at Marshtomp.
Look at those eyes!
Yeah. It's like, everything projects outward joy except the eyes, which stare right through your soul. Holy fuck.
That is some Patrick Bateman American Psycho. Like, Marshtomp would ask you if you liked Huey Lewis in the News.
Fucking would.
While wearing a raincoat.
Yep.
Okay? The only difference being, Swampert would only have to hit you with the axe once.
This is true.
But it's grown into itself a lot. And Swampert has dealt with a lot of those issues. Okay?
It's been through therapy.
It's been through therapy and it's come out all the better. Swampert is largely quadrupedal and can become, it can kind of rear up on its hind legs. It's also got a great typing with it being water and ground. And fun thing about the water and ground typing, because of the way everything sort of works out, it's only got one weakness, which is grass, which admittedly it's got a 4 times weakness to, but with the fact that Swampert learns a number of ice type moves pretty easily, it can deal with that real quickly. Like, put it like this: if you put Swampert up against if you put Mega Swampert up against Mega Sceptile, Swampert would win. Because fuck you, 4 times weakness to ice.
I mean,
and your
in rain, certainly, because your hidden ability as a Mega is Swift Swim.
Which is not great, but...
no, it would mean in rain that you outspeed fucking everything.
Yeah, as long as there was a Pelipper who went first, you'd be fine.
Yeah.
As long as you sacrificed a Pelican, you'd be okay.
Everybody sacrifices the Pelican.
Everybody sacrifices the Pelican. Nobody needs their mail on time. That's a fucking deep cut niche joke. Swampert is fucking great, and if we put it lower than A tier, I will riot.
Oh, it's not going lower than A tier. We know that.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear something funny though? How tall do you think Swampert is?
Swampert is weird because it's tall, but it's not like inhumanly tall. Because I know the fins add like a good 6 inches or so. So I'm gonna say Swampert is like between 5'10" and like 6'3".
It's 4'11".
It's 4'11".
Yeah, is a squat and stocky boy.
Yeah, fair. Look, I mean, to be fair, look at the power of them legs.
I mean, yeah, this is true.
How much bigger does it get on Mega?
Yeah, when it Megas, it becomes 6'3".
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be what I was thinking of.
Aye.
Swampert is my all-time favorite Pokemon ever. And do you know what really hurts me?
What?
I don't have a miniature of Swampert.
Oh no.
I have got a miniature of Mudkip. I have got a little baby Mudkip here. Look at that. He is so happy.
So happy.
And he got a whole meme named after him. Where if you go to a certain age of person on the internet and ask them, do you like Mudkips? They will beat you to death with a pitchfork.
For some reason spelled L-I-E-K.
Yeah, because the internet is weird. And I'm pretty sure that one originated on either 4chan or Tumblr, and honestly, those are two places I'm not willing to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you go to, ask your grandparents, do you like Mudkips? They'll be very confused because your grandparents are probably pre-boomers.
We're getting lost in the Mudkip, Jay.
It was a very culturally important thing for like a year or two.
Yeah, like a whole year.
It was like a big meme.
It was a big meme, in fairness.
So, Swampert.
Yes.
Give us the lowdown on the stats and the moves, because I do not have Swampert stats listed off of memory.
That's quite
I just
alright.
have all my happy memories. This is like a good 30% of my brain that are dedicated to happy Swampert childhood memories.
I will say to you...
I refuse to restart my Pokemon Ruby file.
No, quite right.
Because I would lose Splash. And I beat the Pokemon League, and this is not a joke. This is not a joke. Because of that Swampert, I beat the Hoenn Pokemon League 51 times. The first time I beat it, I didn't use my Swampert. But 51 times.
Well, I mean, to be fair, lack of post-game content, or just we played those files for so long, running in and out of secret bases, doing fun. It was so good.
Yeah,
so good. Well, you will be delighted to know that Swampert does exactly what we wanted for Alligator to do, which is it drops
Kill God
a stat to make everything great. So we have 110 physical attack.
Fuck it.
100 health.
Yeah. 90
defense and special defense.
Yeah.
85 special attack for Raisins. 60 speed.
Okay. I can still fuck with that. Give it swim, and suddenly that becomes 120 speed.
Exactly. So it's like as soon as it megas, it has literally no weakness.
What is Swampert's hidden ability?
Hidden ability. Now this is the only disappointing thing.
Is it dry skin?
No, less useful. Damp.
Yeah, damp is genuinely kind of useless.
Yes, damp suppresses explosion moves, i.e. self-destruct and explosion.
Yeah,
that's
it. The really funny thing about those is actually those moves are kind of shit. So the number of times where I have, because I really tried to make an explosion strategy work.
Yeah, because we tried to go like max attack Gigalith with normal gem. We tried to do like the biggest explosion possible.
Everything didn't work.
It just don't work.
It just doesn't work. Because here's the thing: riding out the explosion, not hard. And Swampert also learns Protect, so
yeah, this is pretty good.
Yeah, it's like damp is a useless bit. I think it does one other thing, but
look it up just now.
Maybe I might be
see if they did
else.
ever improve it.
Yeah.
All movements: self-destruct, explosion, mind blown, and misty explosion. I don't even know what those last two moves are. Oh, it prevents the ability Aftermath, which is quite nice.
Which is also very niche. I can only think of two Pokemon that have Aftermath, and that's Skuntank and Driftblim.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's it. All it does.
I do remember Damp being useful in the Mystery Dungeon games.
Yes.
That was only because it affected everyone on the floor, and Pokemon that blew themselves up in that game were an absolute dick.
Pain in the arse. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Also, apparently, Blast Seeds and Blast Wands became ineffective. So yeah, so it was explosion type traps. So it was useful in the Mystery Dungeon games, and that was it.
Yeah.
Much was the Sag.
Yeah. Well, the Mystery Dungeon games were great.
They fucking were. They're so good. But you want to talk moves?
I want to talk moves.
Do you want to talk Hammer Arm?
Yep.
Earthquake?
Yep.
You want to talk Surf naturally now as of Gen 8?
Oh!
For some fucking reason.
I guess with the abolishment of HMs, that makes sense.
Yeah, Also, they've added Rock Throw and Rock Slide to its natural move pool.
I know it had Rock Slide for a little while.
Yep, still there.
Hell yeah.
Also, Amnesia, Screech, Endeavor.
Yeah, baby.
Yep, Protect, Hydro Pump, Muddy Water. Of course, obviously, that's all in the natural.
I think Muddy Water is now the signature move of Swampert, isn't it?
Nope, lots of things learn Muddy Water now. It's been spread around the place quite a lot. Originally, it was the signature move of Swampert.
Yeah, but to be fair, it was Surf, but not as good.
Yes, but because nothing learns Surf naturally.
That's true.
It's got a secondary effect now, though, I'm sure.
I think it has a chance to decrease accuracy.
Accuracy or speed, one of the two. Yeah. But now we move into the fabulous big expanded Sword and Shield TM pool, which gives us Mega Punch, Mega Kick, Ice Punch, Hyper Beam and Giga Impact, Dig, Rock Slide again, Icy Wind, Whirlpool, Facade, Brick Break, Dive, that's what rocks your boat, Rock Tomb and Sand Tomb, which can be useful, Avalanche because you're already slow, Bulldoze and Stomping Tantrum for more big ground moves, Body Slam, Ice Beam and Blizzard, Low Kick, Waterfall, Outrage, Iron Tail, Superpower, Focus Blast, Earth Power, Stone Edge, Sludge Wave, which is interesting. Yep. High Horsepower, Liquidation again for
High Horsepower is
physical
really good.
water moves, Body Press.
Because liquidation lowers defense stats.
Can't remember.
It lowers a stat.
Darkest Lariat for some fucking.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I want to see a fight where an Incineroar is walking up like all hyped up. Like Incineroar comes onto the beach and he's just like, I'm here to be an asshole to people.
Yep.
And he Incineroar walks up, does his fucking Darkest Lariat on Swampert's sandcastle. Swampert stands up and does the exact same thing, and Incineroar fucking blasts off like Team Rocket.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because Swampert hits so much harder. Fuck
That's
your
so
stab,
much.
Swampert hits harder.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, so less, I think, in terms of typing variety, but some interesting things in there.
It's got some good coverage. It's got some really good stat moves as well.
It has got some good stat moves. It gets bulk up and work up, which is very good. Also endure and substitute, which is very handy.
Yeah, it's got some really good, some bulk stuff. It gets endure, substitute, and protect.
Mm-hmm. So, it has got a lot of room to do stuff like that, as well as having Screech naturally, Amnesia naturally. It's got some good stuff for buff and debuff.
Yeah. Well, the egg moves.
Yep. The egg moves, we get Ancient Power, Bite, Curse.
Curse is good.
That's
Curse and Ancient Power are good.
Absolutely. Double Edge, Mirror Coat, Sludge for more like poison moves, which is good for things to kill grass types and fairy types. Stomp, Wide Guard, Yawn, which is handy. Yeah, it's pretty solid. Again,
yeah, some good shit, man.
Yeah, I feel like it's not as impressive as for Alligator, but equally well.
Hi, Allie. I know you're in there.
It's
you be at
impressive.
work? Sorry, I just got a text from someone saying, "Say hi to Allie. He's lurking."
Hello, Ali the lurker. Yeah, so it's solid. I feel like because unlike for Alligator, not for Alligator, but for Alligator gets a lot more variety and in terms of and a lot more physical moves.
Yeah.
Blastoise can do both. Swampert less keen on special moves.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, but you've still got a lot of bulk to work with, so you're still basically a bulky sweeper.
Yeah.
And you have got enough variety to do that job well.
And I'm actually quite surprised by the variety of stat moves there, because that's better than I thought it was.
Yeah, it is good. So it gives you, so it's... I'm not sure if it's S or A. Because I'm like...
Okay, I'm I'm gonna put my massive mudfish boner away for a minute, and let's think about this a little bit more rationally, a bit more objectively.
Okay.
We put Feraligatr in the S tier because it really can do everything.
Yes. I can do it all really well.
We put Blastoise in A tier because it can do almost everything.
Yes.
I would argue, and I cannot believe these words are exiting my mouth, Swampert would be on the lower end of that. Closer to Blastoise. I think Swampert is closer to Blastoise than Feraligatr.
See, and it's like, I would agree with you.
It's a small margin, but...
It's a razor-thin margin.
And I think it's the abilities and the move variety
Swampert,
that does it there.
Yeah, no, I will admit, Swampert's ability puts it on the lower end.
Yeah.
But having access to moves like Curse, as well as Bulk Up and Work Up.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Like, Swampert is a contender.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely wouldn't be... Like, if we were comparing Swampert and Blastoise, I really don't know who would come out on top there.
I personally think I would put Swampert above Blastoise.
But I don't know
because I think Swampert... Because all three of them are basically bulky and sweeping. That's their stat spread. But, like, where Blastoise is all bulk and you have to buff to sweep. These two, you can start sweeping.
Yeah, because 110 base power is nothing to be sneezed at.
No, but it does still want you to buff and debuff.
Yeah.
Take advantage of its bulk.
So I think Swampert is A tier.
Alright, but okay, high A tier though. I would put it above Blastoise.
I can't do that, the template isn't big enough.
I know. Okay, A tier.
In my heart, though, Swampert, you are S tier. You are the best.
Swampert is God tier, above S tier.
Yeah,
Swampert and Blaziken are...
Fuck it. Swampert's going in S tier. Fuck it.
It's so close. I think you could easily swing it either way.
You really could, but I love this. I love this Pokemon. We're putting it in S tier.
Deal. Okay. I have no objections.
Well, you certainly won't have any objections to this next one because I know that you are a big fan of this particular branch of royalty.
I am.
It is your one true overlord, the Emperor. It's Pingu's grandpa. It is Empoleon, the only known water and steel type.
Is it still the only water and steel type?
It is.
That's wild.
That's it. It's Empoleon. That's it. Which doesn't make any fucking sense because Dhelmise exists, but... I
know, but Dhelmise is grass.
Yeah.
And Ghost, isn't it? Grass and Ghost?
Something like that.
Yeah. It's got like an ability that does something. I love Empoleon. I fully acknowledge that, Water and Steel is not a brilliant typing, but it is a good typing. In that it covers Water's weakness to Grass, it covers Steel's weakness to Ground to a greater or lesser extent, and Steel's weakness to Fire.
Yeah. Dhelmise is Grass and Ghost, but it gets an ability that powers up Steel moves.
Yes. It's very strange.
It's very dumb because it also has a unique move that is Steel type.
Yes.
Called Anchor Shot.
Yeah, so it's wild. But it's like Empoleon, and I love Empoleon. If Empoleon learned Drill Run naturally, it would be peak. It doesn't. It learns Drill Peck, but it doesn't learn Drill Run. And I'm like, if it learned Drill Run, it would just be the most unstoppable, the greatest of all the penguins. And I would love it with unabashedly, but it doesn't, and that makes me sad.
Empoleon is great. Like, you and I will go to bat for the Gen 3 starters, every single one of them, at any time. Gen 4, not so much. As we've previously established, we love Torterra.
Yep. We don't love Infernape.
We don't love Infernape, although I have learned some stuff recently that makes its theming even cooler.
Yeah, I think when we reviewed it last the other week, like that was best. We gave it a much fairer shake.
Yeah, a very shake. I also learned some stuff about like Sun Wukong in relation to fire that makes Infernape actually a lot cooler.
Yeah.
So whoop. But Empoleon is also brilliant.
Yeah, and it just in the way that, you know, Infernape, you feel like you need to go into the backstory to learn. Empoleon just exudes fucking class.
Yeah, because
Empoleon, look at it.
Empoleon's design document, someone just read the words Emperor Penguin and then just went, and swap them around.
Penguin, yeah, pretty much, and it's so smooth. It's such a sharp design. You have two big bladed wings.
Two big bladed flipper wings.
And it's great.
Yeah, no, that's some good shit. Empoleon is I think the word haughty is a good word to apply to Empoleon.
Well, I was going to say, Pokemon Platinum Pokedex entry, if anyone were to hurt its pride, it would slash them with wings that can cleave through an ice flow.
So, here's the thing. In the, as much as Blastoise is the guy, he's the guy in the deck chair with the sunglasses and the beach towel, and he's got the snacks, and he's there to, look after everybody. Empoleon is the actual lifeguard.
Empoleon's the bossy one.
Yeah. Empoleon's Blastoise is going you'll be fine. Empoleon's put on your fucking sunscreen or I'm gonna cut your dick off.
Yeah, I'm it's if I feel like if Blastoise is the parent, Empoleon is the eldest sibling, going around being no, don't do that, do this, no, don't do that, do this. Also,
if a game of beach volleyball were to break out, Empoleon would be the one guy who took it way too seriously.
Oh, definitely, 110%.
Feraligatr would eat the ball, but Empoleon is the one who would take it way too seriously.
Yeah, definitely.
So, all right. But I do like the vibes of Empoleon, and I really like its design.
I love its design. I really do. It's so good. Yeah. You want to hear some things?
Yeah, hit me.
So, 5'7" tall.
It's a big penguin. It's a big pingu.
Yeah, it's a big penguin with big spikes.
Big pingu.
Hidden ability. I'm gonna get you to guess this one again. But the hint I'm going to give you is that its hidden ability is thematically good with what we've discussed already.
I'm not sure.
Think what abilities would you think of when you think of pride?
I mean, unfortunately, the only one I'm thinking of is an ability that's exclusive to a completely different Pokemon. And I'm trying desperately to not think of that. Is it Rockhead?
Nope. You're in a good area in terms of theming, although if I had Rockhead that would kind of be really cool. No, it has Defiant.
Okay.
Defiant is an ability whereby if somebody lowers one of your stats, your attack goes up by 2 stages.
An ability I plan to at some point make a team based around just to fuck with something. Because I came up with that Skullvillain idea.
Yeah, the Skullvillain idea is good.
Yeah, that's gonna be fucking funny.
Yeah.
That's gonna be funny as shit when that works.
Now there is, however, one issue with this hidden ability for Empoleon. Which is that Empoleon's attack stat is 86.
Empoleon's not a physical attacker, is it?
No, it's a special attacker at 111.
Which admittedly is the first proper special attacker we've seen, because we've had a couple of splits and then Swampert being very heavily physical.
Yeah, well, Swampert and Feraligatr both pretty heavily physical, to be fair.
I guess we kind of needed a special attacking water type.
Well, and this is where... And I love Empoleon so much, but this is where I start to feel like we have problems. for Empoleon.
Oh no.
Because Empoleon goes 111 special attack, 101 special defense, 88 defense, 86 attack, 84 health, and 60 speed.
Ooh, that's not...
So, yeah, it's
not
not...
amazing.
No, it's not really bulky enough to bulk and sweep. It's close, 101 special defense and 88 defense is not.
That's
too
not to be
different from
sneezed at,
Swampert.
but
Swampert also had 100 health.
yeah, Swampert had the health, and Napoleon
yeah.
does not.
And it also had better typing. I guess better typing. Well, no, okay, not
Swampert had
necessarily.
one of the best typings.
Yeah, it has one of the best typings. Empoleon's typing goeth thusly. As a water and steel type, it has 3 weaknesses. Fighting, ground, and electric. And ground, we kind of deal with, but only if we go first. We have an immunity to poison, though. And we have, count it with me, 10 resistances.
10 resistances!
Yep. Normal, flying, rock, bug, steel, water, psychic, ice, dragon, and fairy. It's kind of great.
Okay, that's a big mark in its favor for its defenses. Holy balls.
Yeah, oh no, it's good. It's good. It's not, it's like, it's good. I just wish it were better. No, it is good.
No, that's phenomenal.
10 resistances means you can handle most stuff.
Yeah, it means you're having damage on basically, like, more than
Almost
half
everything.
the Pokedex.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big fucking deal.
It is a big deal. Hey, Aether guy. We're talking penguins.
Hey guys, we're having some penguin chat. How'd you feel about penguins?
Are. Yeah, the only acceptable answer is that you love penguins. Say you love penguins. Say
you love penguins, or we will send the penguins round to your house.
The penguins will find you. Alright.
Chris,
Yep.
call Pengu. I think we have a job for him.
Go. Oh no!
Yeah, that's fucking right. Yeah, you do.
Call off the penguins. Alright.
We can postpone Operation Happy Feet.
So we're talking. So with Empoleon, then we're saying, the typing the typing
phenomenal.
is really good. The 10 resistances is great for like defense.
Stats.
But the stats are less in favor of that.
Yeah, you'd think that Empoleon would be a lot faster.
Yeah, or we would properly give up, like attack in favor of, or drop special attack somewhere, or something, like. Yeah, I always feel like Empoleon should be like a speedy sweeper, but it's just not. Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing with it. Having 10 resistances gives it some serious good.
They are.
Yeah,
type,
they're the only water and steel type.
Yeah, so that's what we're just discussing. They have 3 weaknesses, an immunity, and 10 resistances.
So actually,
which is huge.
So that's 11 things that you're shrugging off pretty well.
Yeah, out of 18.
Out of 18. So that's
yeah,
nearly 2/3 of the Pokedex that you have handled.
Exactly. So it is really good, but it is just like the stats just don't quite do as much as I would want it to, and that maybe is my own personal bias.
So then let's talk about the moves.
Okay, let's talk about moves.
We've already talked about its vibes,
and this is the other place where I have issues. All right, because moves, we're talking Aqua Jet.
Okay.
We're talking Metal Claw.
Okay.
We're talking Drill Peck.
Okay.
What do you notice about all of these moves, Jonathan? Swords Dance.
They're all physical.
Yep.
Does Empoleon not learn Flash Cannon?
No, it does not learn Flash Cannon naturally. You have to teach it by TM.
That's fine.
It's fine, but it's also shite. If remembering that when it came out, TMs were only useful once.
That's true. That's true.
So it's like, to take advantage of its stats, naturally, your only options are, and I'm serious about this, Bubble Beam, Brine, Whirlpool, and Hydro Pump.
Oh, that's not good.
It's not good at all.
I mean, you can't really do a lot with its typing and special attack because there's very few steel special moves.
Well, at the time there was one. There was Flash Cannon.
It was invented that generation.
It was indeed. So that was your go. That was your choice.
Yeah.
And I mean, one of the great things about Empoleon was that it learned Drill Peck. You know, it just gave you this really good, kill the grass types. But also, your stats just would never quite back it up enough. So it's not great. I mean, again, you have Sword Stance to compensate for that a bit.
But you don't really want to be compensating for a stat if you're trying to focus on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Brine is a surprisingly good move.
Brine is an excellent move. I would take Brine over Hydro Pump any day of the week.
Yeah, actually hit something.
Yeah.
But that's not great in terms of move variety or split. What do we got in the TMs?
In the TMs, now we're in Gen 8, but it's the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl list, so it's not hugely expanded. So, for special, we've got Ice Beam, Hyper Beam.
Okay.
We've got Scald.
Scald is good. Scald is one of the best water moves.
Yup, we've got Flash Cannon, and we've got Grass. No. All the other interesting things it does are physical. So that's Earthquake, Brick Break, Rock Tomb, Aerial Ace, Steel Wing, Shadow Claw, Avalanche, Rock Slide, Bulldoze. Yeah, it's all physical.
I'm feeling a C tier coming on.
I'm not sure about throwing it in C tier yet, but it's not stunning. Let me make my case for you that it's B tier.
I mean, I can understand that because as soon as I said C tier, I then remembered 10 resistances.
Yes, 10 resistances and a really a good enough hidden ability.
Yeah.
And also, let me make this clear to you. Okay, so if we think about 10 resistances, we think about reasonable defenses, and then we think about charm.
Yeah.
We think about sword stance. We think about swagger.
Okay. Cause I was thinking, how much debuff potential does Empoleon have?
Yeah, it's got a reasonable. So then thinking about work up, double team, if you were really interested, attract. Everybody's got. Yeah,
because all Pokemon can be attractive.
Exactly. But also in egg moves, agility, Aqua Ring.
Aqua Ring's a big deal.
Yup, Feather Dance. And also think Mud Slap and Icy Wind, Supersonic, Yawn. So it's not...
For an Emperor, it sounds like it's doing an awful lot of support.
Yes. So my point being that I think... Where I feel like C tier would need to be average at everything.
That's true.
I feel like this, I feel like because that's the mark. Is C is the average. I feel like Empoleon clears average, but it doesn't get up to great.
I would maybe argue. I'm not sure how much of a change this was, but I don't like how much of a sort of disconnect between the design and implementation there is. You look at that is imposing, that is armed, that is meant to be like a leader, that's an overlord right there. But with kind of its best stuff being in support moves.
Well, not strictly. I think the point is that I'm making here is that
also
it's got
those wings are swords. It should be where physical attack.
Yes.
Okay.
I agree with that. I 100% agree that it's got big physical attacker energy.
It really does.
And they gave it slow special sweeper.
Like they should have made it more of a physical attacker and taught it.
Yeah.
And taught it Meteor Mash.
Yeah, and it shouldn't need to run Swords Dance to be able to use its best moves.
Yeah, that's kind of a.
But it does have the bulk to use Swords Dance.
Does.
That's the thing.
So I'm willing to argue that we put Empoleon in B tier.
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah. Empoleon, you are mid.
Empoleon, you are slightly better than mid. If it learned Drill Run and focused on physical attack, it would be a solid A tier, no questions asked. But it doesn't. And my life is sad.
Yeah. So next up, speaking of edged weaponry and mid, let's bring on our next contestant. It is the big bad dog of the ocean. It's Samurott.
It is
Weaves
indeed.
rejoice.
The razor sharp shell to your turtle problems.
Yeah. And okay, I'm gonna say this off the bat because I have trained one of these. I feel
Same.
that Samurott shares the same problems as Serperior.
I think Samurott has a totally different set of problems to
It's
Serperior.
but it's a similar kind of feeling of it's just kind of there.
I mean,
It's missing something.
I agree. When I trained it, I felt it was missing something. But I know
a
what
distinct
that
sense of
something
is that it.
Do you know? Yeah. Do you? I'll give you that. But I know in my heart what that is. Do you?
I'm not sure I do.
All right. Well, let's explore, shall we?
Is the answer a dark typing and being in the past? Because we're not talking about that.
No.
Because we didn't do it for Decidueye and we didn't do it for Typhlosion. We're not doing it for Samurott.
Exactly.
Despite the fact that apparently Hisuian Samurott is a big deal.
Well, it has a much better hidden ability because regular Samurott's hidden ability is shell armor.
Well, Shell Armor's not bad.
Shell armor is a good defense ability in a non-defense Pokemon.
Shell Armor is just it's not a particularly great ability, but it's just a nice ability to have because it stops people critting on you.
Yeah, which is great. Who
cool.
Who doesn't want to be immune to crits? It's good. We're not saying it's not good. It's just for a Pokemon whose Dex entry for Pokemon Y is one swing of its sword incorporated in its armor can fell an opponent. A simple glare from one of them quiets everybody.
Also, I'm going to say this right now.
Yep.
Samurott should not be monotype.
No, it should.
Samurott should absolutely be either part steel or part fighting.
I'm absolutely on board for it being a water fighting type.
Yeah.
But what we got instead is a pure water type, and we've established already pure water type is good typing.
Yeah.
Because it comes inherently with only 2 weaknesses. But what Samurott also has is, and this is my issue with it, is that it doesn't specialize in anything.
Yeah. No, I'll absolutely agree with that. It doesn't, here's the thing. The design, the Pokedex entries, the attitude, all scream, I'm going to hit you hard and I'm only have to hit you once. And it really, really doesn't feel like that.
No. What it does instead is run 108 special attack and 100 attack.
Which, not bad. Not bad stats at all.
And it means you can do either. And then it puts 95 in health. But where it's pulled that from is giving it 85 defense, 70 special defense, and 70 speed. Which is not slow enough to be useful or fast enough to be useful.
Yeah, because there are benefits to being the slow guy.
Yes.
It's called Gyro Ball.
Exactly. But 70 speed is not that.
No, 70 speed is quite literally mid.
Yeah, so it's it gives you the opportunity. You can either be a physical sweeper or a special sweeper. You've a little bit of bulk in your health. Your defense and special defense are on the lower end, and you've probably not got space to spec into them, and your speed is not necessarily worth doing anything with.
Yeah. And I want to talk about vibes for a second here, because I've just realized we've got half an hour left of the stream.
This is true.
While Empoleon is running around and bossing people about, Samurott is the guy who is... he wouldn't challenge people to fights, but he'd challenge people to contests.
Yeah. Like who can swim out the furthest? Who can bench the most?
Yeah, like Empoleon would be the guy who took the beach volleyball too seriously, but Samurott would be the guy who started it.
Yeah, I got really, really like into it.
It's like, ha ha! Like that.
I can hit it harder and faster.
Like Samurott is proud and he's a little annoying, but like he's the guy that he's there, he's at the gig, he's at the party. I know it's nice to see him, but he's not really the dude you'd invite round for a couple of drinks because he's a lot of a guy.
Yeah.
Like Samurott's a lot, okay, and I love him, but the guy's a lot, okay.
You want to talk about how much of a guy he is?
Yeah, let's go.
Megahorn.
Well, if he didn't learn Megahorn, I'd be disappointed.
But this is the thing, is like, that's the really cool thing about Samurott, is it gets a fucking 120 power bug move.
Yeah!
That's amazing. And, you know, and the rest of its move pool heavily skews physical. You know, Razor Shell, Aerial Ace, Aqua Tail, Aqua Jet,
yeah, so
Swords Dance, Retaliate.
Why the hell does it have that special push?
Yeah, exactly. Its special attack is still 8 points higher than its physical attack.
Samurott,
stop.
Stop trying to be better than everybody at everything and just focus on what you want to fucking do. Get your fucking degree, man.
Basically, yeah.
Stop trying to be better than other people and focus down and get your fucking... Choose your degree and fucking stick with it for the 4 years, asshole. Okay, choose what you want to do.
Pretty much.
Fix your shit. Show up for your life, Samurott. Because nobody else is.
Let's talk TM. So this is the Gen 9.
This is going to get real weird on me real fast if I don't stop.
It already did. It already did. Alright? We're talking the Gen 9. So shorter TM list, but we're looking at Takedown, Water Pulse, Thief, Chilling Water, Aerial Ace, Swift, Icy Wind, Avalanche, Smart Strike, Wildly, which is pretty cool.
Decent steal. That's a always hit.
Never
steal
miss
move,
70 power physical steal move. Yeah,
good move. Doesn't see a lot of use because not a lot of people learn it.
Yeah, I know. So that's interesting. So Smart Strike, Dig, Brick Break, Air Slash, Body Slam, Waterfall, Swords Dance again, X Scissor, Drill Run, asshole, Liquidation, Ice Beam, Water Pledge, Giga Impact. This is okay.
I mean, that's pretty standard for what we've seen. Like both,
yeah.
I'd say that both Swampert and definitely for Alligator had more interesting move pools.
Yeah,
that's kind of on the same.
Oh, no, definitely.
That's kind of on the same level as Empoleon.
I bet, yeah. Egg moves, Air Slash, Aqua Cutter. The only interesting thing really is you get Night Slash and you can get Sacred Sword.
Okay,
which is pretty cool.
That's alright, but if you have
you already got fighting moves.
Yeah, you've already got Brick Break.
Yeah, and it's like Sacred Sword isn't really that good a move.
It's not
strong, but it doesn't do anything interesting.
Yeah, and also links you to the Three Justices, the worst legendary trio.
They absolutely are the worst legendary trio. So it's like, again, it's like there is variety there, but it's like everything in Samurott's move pool skews so wildly towards physical that it doesn't make sense for it to have a higher special attack. And I mean, you could say the same with Empoleon, but Empoleon had an ability that could let it do physical. And it did also have some moves, some special moves that could be worth it.
What's Samurott's hidden ability again? Shell armor, yeah.
Shell armor, yeah. So it's a defensive. That's the other thing. It's got a defensive hidden ability, and it's got fuck all defense.
Chris.
And it's slow.
I think Samurott's mid because it doesn't have. It's kind of basically doing what Empoleon was doing, but without that stellar typing and the actual kind of usefulness.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think Samurott's C.
I'm for putting Samurott in C tier.
I think we have Samurott.
We have.
Shouldn't have said that.
No, that was bad.
Yeah, that was nasty. Sorry, Samurott.
Seaman.
You're going in C tier.
Oh, Seaman Rod. Sorry.
See your doctor today by Samurott. Now, I said at the beginning of Samurott's intro, Weebs rejoice. This is the actual point where the Weebs rejoice, and boy howdy, strap yourselves in, folks, because this is gonna be a thing. It's Greninja.
Oh god.
Now, I have some problems with Greninja.
Yeah.
Because I'm just gonna say this out loud. I used to live with a guy.
Yeah,
that reason, Gaz. That reason, Ether guy. I used to live with a guy who wanted to fuck Greninja.
The vibe is abysmal.
Okay.
That's
I used to live with that, and it was really freaky. And I don't want to kink shame anybody. I don't want to push it, but he was really, really not subtle about that, and it made a lot of people uncomfortable when he brought it up, and it was bad, and has forever colored my view of this Pokemon. Alongside the fact that when Greninja was the starter, when Chris and I were trying to do competitive Pokemon battling, and Greninja was a fucking bitch.
Well, this is Gen 6 was the first time it was really, really obvious that the developers had a favourite starter.
Yeah.
And which is mental, because as the Aether guy points out, the vibe is not stunning. It's
really not.
Like, Frog Ninja is a good concept. You know, we've had the Ninja Turtles. Why not have?
And it's been done before. Like, Frog Ninja is a kind of a bit of a trope in anime.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, Frog Ninja, Battletoad, it could be done.
We don't talk about that.
But, like, Tongue as a scarf was not a great design choice.
I can see where that led to, but...
But, like, and it also doesn't make sense, because you're like, if you use your tongue for anything, you can't have it wrapped around your neck.
Like, Greninja
not helpful.
Greninja is constantly tasting its own face, everything else, and also...
Yeah. Yeah, like, as soon as you think about it, its mouth is permanently open to make a scarf.
Doesn't make a fucking sense. But also...
No, it doesn't.
Like, I know that Ash had one in the anime, and, like, Ash Greninja is a thing, and... whoop-de fucking do.
No, stupid.
But Greninja was definitely the developer's favourite, because they gave it the most powerful ability out of the three, between it, Delphox, and Chestnut. I love Chestnut.
The ability is called Protean.
Yeah, which means that it's been nerfed now.
Yes.
But originally... what Protean would do is it would change your type to match the move that you were just about to use, which meant that you always got same attack type bonus, and it was impossible to predict and therefore counter your typing.
Pretty much.
Only 2 Pokemon got Protean at the time, and it was Greninja, because...
and Kecleon.
Ninja reasons, and Kecleon. And Kecleon's whole thing was turning invisible and, changing its colour. So it made sense. Also, Kecleon was never competitively viable.
Yeah. Whereas Greninja was fucking everywhere. And the reasons are, as we are about to discuss, because it is a very solid sweeper.
Yeah.
It is fast.
It also had 2 exclusive moves.
It did have 2 exclusive moves, both of which were quite good. One of which was better than the other.
One of which is no longer an exclusive move.
Yeah. And the other one has just kind of fallen away from usefulness. Now, before we get into that, and ignoring the fact that it could just change its fucking typing on a coin flip, naturally it is a water and dark type, which gives it an immunity and 6 resistances, but also gives it 5 weaknesses, which is not great.
See, here's the thing. Here's the really interesting thing, and I want everyone to think about sort of like design philosophies and how those fit together. This is a frog that's weak to bugs.
That is true. That is true.
What the fuck? This is a frog that will flick out its tongue to catch a fly and then immediately die.
Yeah. Frog versus bee. Bee wins. Be better, don't be frog. Sorry.
Like, Christ.
Yeah, it's not... Obviously, their whole thing was we want fancy... We want ninja. We were like, ninjas are cool.
Yeah.
Edgy boys love ninjas. Let's make ninja.
Yeah,
and they did that.
I know that Ash got one in the anime.
Yes, and Ash Greninja is stupid. You want to hear how stupid Ash Greninja is? It's got 640 stat total. I know, right?
I'm sorry. Huh?
640 stat total.
Aren't the pseudo-legendaries defined by having 600?
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
Yep. It also has a unique ability that does...
Battle Bond, that's what changes it into Ash Greninja.
Yes, it's got a special unique ability to do its fancy form change, and it gets, and I'm not kidding you, a 50-point bump in attack and special attack.
Do you know what I'm really glad about?
What? That we're not in the meta anymore?
That we're not in the meta anymore. But also, they took this concept and then they did it better later.
Okay.
With Palafin.
Palafin is very cool, but also ridiculously stupid.
Oh, it's ridiculously stupidly powerful, and I trained one, and they're dumb, and there's a reason why they were immediately illegal. But
yeah,
it's the same concept, but done better.
Yeah. So Palafin
does a whole superhero secret identity thing going on.
Yeah, so like you turn up as Clark Kent and then you swap out to become Superman.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing. It's a really nicely integrated piece of design for visual and aesthetic things. They just made it OP as fuck.
Whereas Ash Greninja is a little closer to Zelda becoming Sheik.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. But also, you know, as a frog who can't eat flies.
As a frog who can't eat flies. It's a frog that is weak to bugs, and I... Just for that, right. Okay, we need to talk about actual stats and moves, because otherwise I'm just going to slam dunk this thingy back into C tier.
We do, and this is why you can't slam it into C tier, Jay, and that is because it is a legit sweeper.
It's an actual threat.
Yes, it has 122 base speed, and it has
what?
122 base speed.
Oh my fucking god.
And it has 95 base attack and 103 base special attack. So realistically, you can be flexing.
That's really fast and really... Oh, Christ.
Yep. It's maybe not as strong as you would want, but it is fast enough that it will definitely hit you first.
Yeah.
And if it hits you hard enough, you're gone.
Yeah.
And the health 72, defense 67, special defense 71. Basically, doesn't matter. If you hit it too much, it's gonna die, but it's gonna hit you first.
Yeah. Just to go back to the vibe for a second, in the beach episode scenario we have. Hey, I gotta go. I got a theme going. Gotta keep doing it. Greninja isn't actually talking to anybody. He's not participating in the beach volleyball. He's not splashing about in the waves with Feraligatr or building the sandcastle with Swampert. Greninja is standing up on the really tall lifeguard chair, doing the anime thing where they're standing on like a telegraph pole, just like...
Yeah.
But in their head, they're cool. Like, I must look so fucking cool right now, and everyone else is going, Greninja's being a twat again. Just let him be.
And actually, you want to hear something wild? That's kind of reflected in its move pool.
Oh, yeah?
You want to hear, like, legitimately, and I mean this, legitimately, one of the most on-brand thematic move pools that you could imagine for a frog ninja.
Okay.
So,
does it learn Smokescreen?
What?
Does it learn Smokescreen?
Yes. And Haze.
And Haze. Does it learn Mist?
Play. It doesn't learn Mist, but we get Smokescreen, Haze, Roleplay, Night Slash, Shadow Sneak, Spikes, Substitute, Extrasensory, Double Team.
Uh-huh.
Water Shuriken, and then your traditional Hydro Pump. It also gives Aerial Ace, which is kind of good. But, like, you see what I mean there? Is that not so on brand?
See, that's the thing. I will say this. With Gen 6 as a whole, they fucking nailed the thematic elements of all three starters. They absolutely really fucking nailed them.
This is our rogue, in case you hadn't of the fighter rogue mage.
Yeah, like,
you know, trio.
Chestnut's your fighter, Greninja's your rogue, Delphox is your mage. And they do that sort of they've got inverse triangle thing going, which is great.
Yeah, which is great. Like, the theming of all... There isn't a bad starter in Gen 6. We just hate Greninja because it got preferential treatment.
Yeah, we just hate Greninja because it gave preferential treatment and somebody used it to traumatize me.
Yeah, we're just butthurt about it, and Jonathan's got trauma.
Yeah.
But, like, that...
Flashbacks!
Yeah, and it's...
also, if you're out there...
Interesting. interesting. They cut its second by Gen 9 we've cut its second exclusive move.
Yeah, Map Block just isn't there anymore.
No, because it was a little pointless.
Yeah, I don't even know what because it was a Protect move, but
it was a Protect move. Yeah.
Gen 6 was where they started introducing other Protect moves, things like Quick Guard and Wide Guard.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is the thing. So, like, yeah, Special Sweeper. No, it's not special. Sorry, it's just Speedy. Just Speedy Sweeper, and you can go special or physical. Its move pool naturally is not spectacular. You get interesting stuff though, because you get Ghost, you get Flying, you get Psychic as well, and Dark.
Psychic?
Yeah, extrasensory.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, so you get a lot of stuff in additional to its Water and Dark typings. Water Shuriken and Hydro Pump for Water, and obviously Night Slash for Dark, I said earlier. And a bunch of thematically interesting things that it maybe wouldn't actually get the chance to use in... But it could do, Substitute. It could get the chance to use some other stuff.
Lord.
It will go first when it does so.
Yeah.
So it has potential to multi-roll. And then if we look into our TM pool, we're probably looking at Takedown, Water Pulse, Acrobatics.
It's a great move.
Trailblaze for a grass move. Why not?
Trailblaze is a great
move. Still, Aerial Ace, Icy Wind, Mudshot, Rock Tomb, Low Sweep, Dig, Brick Break, U-Turn, Ice Punch, Rock Slide, Toxic Spikes, if we're going to continue on the ninja theme, Dark Pulse, Gunk Shot, Surf, Liquidation, Ice Beam.
It's a lot of good shit in there.
Yeah, there's a reason why it was good.
Yeah, and it wasn't just Protean.
Yeah. Although Protean was ridiculous.
I'm really glad they fixed Protean, to be fair.
Yes, and made it less broken.
Yeah, because it now only copies the first move you use.
Yeah.
Because they gave it to Meowscarada as well.
Yes, they did. So it no longer allowed you to constantly change. You just change the once.
Yeah.
So it's like there is a good amount of variety in there. It's not stunning, but there's a good amount of variety in there, and there is opportunity for you to mess people up in other ways, and we've got things like spikes and toxic spikes for entry hazards. We've got haze to remove opponent buffs. We've got smokescreen and substitute double team. To try and stall
it's got a lot of potential
there. Yeah.
I don't think, despite my intense dislike for this Pokemon, I don't think I could in good conscience put Greninja lower than B tier.
No, I don't think you could either. But I will say, and this is the thing, this is my biggest mark against it, really, is that because it goes so hard on speed, if it doesn't one-shot you, it's fucked.
That's the thing, like Greninja will suffer from Protect and priority moves.
Yeah, so it's like, you realistically, if you give it Focus Band to hold, or if you're successful in getting off, substituting that holds, and you've got things that can distract it, everybody else, to allow it to build up what it needs to. And even then, it's not got lots in terms of self-buffing.
Which kind of makes sense with the whole ninja aesthetic.
Yeah. I mean, you can Swords Dance by TM, which covers you for that. And again, Substitute is great. You get a lot of good use out of Substitute.
Yeah, Substitute is really handy.
But it is just like, it's not got necessarily the stats to back up what it would need to do to become truly scary.
I want to put Greninja in B tier.
I will support putting it in B tier.
Because I do not like this Pokemon.
Yeah,
and I don't want to put it, I can't put it on the same level as Blastoise.
No, it's from a design. We've talked about it from a design point of view.
Yeah.
We've talked about it now from a mechanical point of view.
Put you over here. Just stay away from people, Greenwich. Okay, I'm just gonna put you a bit further over here.
Don't touch Empoleon.
Don't touch Empoleon. Okay, like he had that suit pressed.
Exactly.
Okay. Now we're gonna move on to a much more pleasant idea, and honestly, again, a Pokemon that really does nail its theming.
Yes.
We're going on to the Gen 7 starter. It is our prima donna, Primarina.
Yeah, I was gonna say Gen 6 and 7 really were just immaculate for Pokemon theming and Pokemon design. I know people
I would argue
rag on Klefki.
I would argue Gen 6 more than Gen 7, but only a little bit.
See, yeah, I'm like
At least in terms of the starters.
In terms of the starters, I think
we're not going to go off on one on the whole generation because that could be a whole video on its own.
Yes, exactly. I think because they had the really solid double triangle going on with the Gen 6 starters.
Yeah.
Mechanically, they really kind of nailed it down.
Whereas with Gen 7, they fit Pokemon to the region really well.
They did. It was
As much as I do have some problems with Gen 7, which from what you told me were fixed in the secondary games, so.
Fucking Ultra. I'm playing Ultra Moon at the moment. I've just completed the Ghost trial, and I have to say that it is just. It's so good.
Yeah.
It takes all of it. It takes the previous game and it fixes so much and adds so much.
The thing is,
it's so good.
Direct sequel Pokemon games have got a history of just being good, because Black and White 2 are phenomenal.
But that's the thing. So Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are not direct sequels.
You know what I mean, though.
Yeah, I know. Like this is closer to.
It's closer to an
Emerald.
immediate remake.
Yeah, this is closer to Yellow, Emerald. That crystal, that
which we didn't really get. We haven't really had another one since Platinum.
No. Well, this was the thing, was, Platinum, Black and White 2 were actual sequels and were great.
Yeah. Like, we never got Grey, we never got Pokemon Z.
Yep, we didn't get anything for X and Y. They
never
didn't
got,
bother.
I'm assuming, I don't know, Pokemon Star?
Yeah, Sun and Moon, obviously, they went Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which was... was your third game, but they released 2 just to be different.
We never got Pokemon Gun.
Yeah, I know. We should have had Pokemon Gun.
We never got Pokemon Gun, and we never will. And we never got Pokemon...
Well, now they're doing DLC instead, which I think is better.
I'm actually kind of looking forward to playing the DLC for Scarlet and Violet, and I'm just thinking, what would the third one for that be? Pokemon...
I don't know. Indigo?
No. That's another form of purple.
No, Indigo's blue, you dickhead.
No, Indigo's a kind of purple.
Indigo is a type of blue.
Indigo is a type of purple.
Indigo is a type of blue. We're gonna have to agree to disagree, you know that, don't you? Before you get me up a fucking colour theory chart, let's talk about...
Y'all motherfuckers look at that and tell me that's blue! That's purple!
You're wrong.
Chris, get your fucking eyes tested! That's a purple!
I'm literally wearing glasses just now, Jay. That's very rude.
Yes! Broken glasses! Get your fucking eyes tested! That's a purple! Indigo's a kind of purple!
Right, let's talk about Primarina.
Yeah, let's talk about Primarina. Okay, Primarina has a whole thing going on, and I love it. It's really cool. It's got this whole ugly duckling vibe going on, because its starter form, Poplio, I'll show it to you, is a goofy little guy.
This is a very goofy little guy.
He's a very goofy little guy. Ignore Bryony. He's a little circus seal. He's small, he's goofy, he's got kind of the rough. Poplio looks daft. It looks very dumb, but very happy. And then it kind of goes up through these slightly less awkward teenage years. It starts to find itself and understand it's like, no, I don't have to be goofy. I can be cute with Bryony. And then it goes, it's like, no, god damn it, I can be beautiful, and you get Primarina. So what I'm basically saying is Primarina is trans, don't fucking come at me.
Primarina is gorgeous.
Primarina is gorgeous and fuck your gender.
Yeah, Primarina came out of their awkward teenage years in college and then got scouted to be a massive opera singer, turned up and blew everyone's fucking socks off.
Hell yeah.
Primarina is Billy Elliot.
Yes, Primarina, like, nobody expected them to sing well, and then they open their mouth and they've got the voice of a goddamn angel.
Yup, and that's why they're water fairy type.
And that's why they're water fairy type. Primarina is great. I have trained a Primarina. They're really quite dangerous.
They are.
Because they get some good fairy moves, and their natural move, Sparkling Aria, is great.
It's so good.
So, give us the stats, Chris, because we've got 7 minutes left.
The stats are that it's 5'11" tall. It has a unique hidden ability called Liquid Voice that makes all sound moves that it uses into water type moves.
Okay, that's kind of the I was going to say the precursor to things like Refrigerate and Aerialate, but no, those were a generation beforehand.
Indeed. So it's solid, and rather than converting, normal type moves into a type, it's going sound specifically.
Which, admittedly, most of those are normal type moves.
Most of them are, yes, but includes Disarming Voice, which is not normally a fairy type move. So it's it's pretty handy and gives you lots of potential for stab, and also Pokemon Sun. It controls its water balloons with song. The melody it learns from others of its kind and is passed down from generation to the next. I feel like that's not a great thing, but okay. Basically, Primarina is much more of a classic special sweeper.
Yeah.
In that we finally, discard a bunch of stuff to really kind of like push into things.
And that really fits with Primarina's whole thematic thing.
It does.
Like, it's like, no, I know what I want. I know who I am. Oh, it's great.
Absolutely.
Fucking love Primarina.
Which means we have a base special attack stat of 126.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
That is our highest stat so far for anyone keeping tally. And Jonathan, knowing as you do how a classic special sweeper works, what's its next highest stat?
Speed.
No, special defense, you dickhead. Think Gardevoir, think Florges. It's special attack 126, special defense 116.
Nice!
And then, cause she's not quick, next we've got health at 80.
Okay.
Attack and defense at 74, speed at 60.
Okay, she's not quick, but she's a siren. She doesn't need to be.
Exactly.
You come to her.
And she knows where her bulk is.
Yeah.
And also to back that up with her typing, as a water fairy type, 3 weaknesses: poison, grass, and electric.
Huh.
An immunity to dragon, and 6 resistances.
Because there aren't many water fairy types. The only other one I can think of off the top of my head is Azumarill. Azumarill's got bulk.
I was going to say, Azumarill I think is the only other one. So, she's alright,
The kid's going to be alright.
Yeah, she's meant to she's meant to hold up her special defense and, and bulk with that. And an okay health stat to kind of back that up. Not stellar, but okay. But that spectacular special attack stat is what we're here for.
That's a ridiculous special attack stat.
And that means that what we have is we have Moonblast, Hyper Voice, Hydro Pump, her unique move Sparkling Aria, Icy Wind, Disarming Voice at earlier levels, and Bubble Beam.
And a personal favourite of mine, Dazzling Gleam.
Dazzling Gleam comes by TM.
But I fucking love Dazzling Gleam as a move.
Dazzling Gleam is great.
Dazzling Gleam's so good.
Yeah. But she gets Moonblast naturally. Which is your hit one person. Dazzling Gleam hits everybody. Dazzling Gleam will also get 80 power. Moonblast has 95. So
yeah, I still prefer Dazzling Gleam because I like having that nice solid smack both people move.
I mean, yeah, but she's already got Sparkling Aria and Hyper Voice for that.
Yeah. Sparkling Aria hits both.
Sparkling Aria hits everybody.
Oh shit.
Yup. Let's get 90 power, bitches. That's great.
Nice.
If we're looking at the TM pool, so this is Gen 8. Yeah, this is the Gen 8 expanded TM list, so this should be exciting. Hyper Beam, which is exciting.
Yeah.
Weather Ball, which is a strange one.
It's Weather Ball? Okay.
Yeah, Weather Ball. So Weather Ball doubles its damage and changes type in a weather. Any weather. Brine, which is exciting. You want to hear something really exciting though, Jay? Draining Kiss.
Draining Kiss, which is a fairy type move that restores health.
Yep.
It's gonna hurt.
Absolutely.
It's only got like 50 power, but it's
Yeah, but it's also like one of the it's good. Branching out, we're looking at Ice Beam, Psychic, Shadow Ball, Calm Mind.
That's
Energy
very
Ball,
important.
Very important. Energy Ball, Scald, Dazzling Gleam, as you said. Play Rough if you wanted to try and do something physical with it, weirdly.
If you wanted to be wrong.
Yeah, I know. Also, Stored Power. There's not lots of stuff that it's got for boosting its own stats. Calm Mind is obviously peak if you're gonna, if you're looking to buff your special attackers. But and it has workup as well, I guess, if you want to do. But Stored Power, it's a thing there. Exciting alongside things we're talking about. The egg moves. It's only got 3 egg moves, but 2 of them are excellent, and one of them is like a so-so. We have Aqua Ring.
Good.
And Life Dew.
Also good, as we established.
Yup. Third, Perish Song.
Perish Song is a hard one, but also it makes I would find it weird if Primarina couldn't learn Perish Song.
Yeah, you would be disappointed.
Yeah, it'd be weird.
Yeah. But so that's like if you listen to that, like
that's
solid.
Good variety with it's not great variety, but it's good variety with a real focus on what it wants to do with its insane special attack and excellent design and vibes.
Yes, excellent design and vibes.
And just to go back to the obvious beach episode, because this has to happen, like Feraligatr is charging into the water, being like, woo! Primarina is full on. She's in there. She is frolicking.
Absolutely.
Like, she's in the shallows. Primarina's having just an absolutely great time with everybody. Like, she probably is the one who brought the ball that becomes the beach volleyball.
Yeah.
Like, everybody likes Primarina, yeah.
Yeah.
And
you can't not.
And she has worked really hard at these friendships because she's gone through a whole bunch of shit growing up. So, like, Primarina is just the good friend that is there for everybody.
Yeah. And I would absolutely agree with that. And I think the interesting thing for Primarina, looking at move pool and mechanics, is that it has much as its thing is it's going to be slow, it's going to be special attacker, and that's its role. But it has, I really do think, it's got 8 type coverage, eight types in terms of its attack type coverage, which is is good. That's kind of, I feel like that's probably fairly average.
That's decent.
Yeah, but the thing that I like about it the most is that it can also tank. It can take the hits and keep going, provided you don't, wail on it with physical attack.
Yeah, because it's got that really good special attack, special defense as well.
Special defense, yeah. And again, we're
with
looking
Calm Mind to back that up.
Calm Mind. If you've got Aqua Ring, that's a big deal.
Like you can really like Calm Mind, Aqua Ring, Draining Kiss, and then something as a beat stick move, probably Sparkling Aria or Hyper Voice, and you could really spec Primarina into I'm gonna stick around and I'm gonna be annoying.
Absolutely, and it's like and it's if you wanted to, you could even because you can TM in things like Helping Hand, Light Screen and Reflect. You can do other stuff as well, just to like if you wanted to throw it in a weather team, you have weather.
She is
ball.
so supportive.
She is very supportive.
Okay, Primarina is a good friend.
Amnesia, there's a lot in here that there's a lot. Substitute was a teachable TM in this game. So, you've got there's lots of options in here that are very helpful.
Primarina is good. I want to put Primarina in A.
I'm for putting Primarina in A. She's not an S tier.
She's definitely not an S tier. She doesn't have that same level of runaway brilliance that Feraligatr does.
No, but she has got, in the same way that I think Blastoise does, she's like, this is my job, and I sit here and I do it. Yeah,
and also, again, absolutely stellar design. Like, I truly love Primarina's design. It's fantastic.
Absolutely. Yes.
But speaking of design...
I'm so sorry we're running over everybody.
What?
I said we're running over. Don't think about it. Let's go!
Don't mind it. Speaking of design, let's move to the other end of the spectrum, where we talk about a really shit design. It's... As always, it's time for us to rag on Sword and Shield starters. It's Inteleon.
Everyone's favourite time of the day!
Yay! Woo! We've been doing this for the last fucking 4 weeks, 5 weeks, because we've had some breaks. Inteleon is apparently supposed to be based on James Bond, so...
Because there are only 3 flavours of British!
There's music, football, and James fucking Bond!
Yes, Miss Moneypenny.
Sorry, that got really Irish there for a second.
I was going to say, you see, Miss Moneypenny, because I'm a sleazy man, they made me a lizard.
Yeah. Just to immediately run into the beach episode, as soon as there is anyone who looks even vaguely like Pamela Anderson running down the beach, Inteleon is running after them, not to help, but to hit on them.
Yeah, it's not good.
Inteleon is the one where you turn around, like someone's gonna turn around and be like, "Hey Blastoise, why the fuck did you bring that guy?" And Blastoise is like, "Look, man, I forgot he was in the group chat. Okay, it's just,
yeah,
I kind of couldn't say no."
Yeah, he brings alcohol to parties that shouldn't have alcohol at them.
Yeah, like as much as it's nice to bring a couple of ciders or beers to a beach day,
He brings vodka.
Yeah, no, he brings tequila.
Oh God.
Inteleon would spike a punch bowl.
You want to hear something you want to hear something upsetting that weirdly I feel does actually back up your theory for no understandable reason, but I feel like it does. Inteleon is 6'3". Does that not fit with the image though?
With a 6'3" and really slender? Yeah.
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 Pole and like uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
yeah.
In fairness to Inteleon, because we do have to treat it with some degree of fairness, because Inteleon does do a lot of things right that the other 2 do not. That being Rillaboom and Cinderace.
Here's the thing, which of the 2... I don't actually remember which one of them you trained.
I trained and binned a Cinderace.
Because I trained and binned Rillaboom. I don't think either of us have actually used Inteleon.
Neither of us have, and this is where we have to discuss what Inteleon actually does do right. And it,
I'm gonna guess that Inteleon is very heavily a special attacker.
It is indeed.
Because I'm pretty damn sure that its hidden ability is Sniper.
It is. And Sniper is a move that basically doubles the power of critical hits.
Yeah, so when Inteleon hits with a crit, it hits extra hard.
Yes. And again, we're talking Spy, Sniper, makes sense.
Yeah.
Sniper rifle, range, special attack, makes sense. What do you think that Inteleon does that our previous special sweepers have not done?
Actually focuses on its speed, because they've all been pretty slow so far.
Yep. So 125 special attack.
Okay, that's actually pretty fucking good.
120 speed.
Oh, that's fast. That's nippy. That's nippy.
This is the thing. It's like if Greninja had done those stats, Greninja probably would have ended up in fucking A tier or S tier.
That's the state. That's as fast as a Swampert with its Swift Swim.
Yeah, so it's like 120 speed and 125 attack means you're pretty well guaranteed to hit them first and hit them incredibly hard.
Yeah, you'll hit them really fucking hard.
Yeah, and again, the sacrifice you make for this, as you're supposed to with a fast special sweeper, is that its defense and special defense are 65 apiece.
Ooh, that's the lowest we've had so far.
Yup, its health is 70, its attack is 85. That's what it's supposed to do. It's like, I'm gonna go hardcore on this thing.
Inteleon is a specialist, and it knows what it's doing. So I will give it that.
Yup. Now,
as I crowbar any compliment from between my fucking teeth.
Well, that's where the compliments end, folks.
Good, let's rag on it.
Important thing is that its unique move, its special person-y move, which is called Snipe Shot, obviously, is, I think, one of the only special attack moves that offers an increased crit chance.
Yeah, most of the increased crit moves are physical.
Yes. So, yeah, and that is good. It's also apparently unaffected by moves that divert attacks or abilities. So it's unaffected by Follow Me or Storm Drain.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is, so I'm like, that's good. So yeah, that's a good move. But the rest of its pool is Acrobatics, Sucker Punch, U-Turn, Liquidation.
Those are all physical moves. What the fuck?
Yeah, I know, right?
And also...
Doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I can kind of get some of them as, like, for the spy thing, like Sucker Punch and...
U-Turn to escape.
U-Turn they make sense with kind of the spy theme.
But they're not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Its other interesting things. It has a move called Tearful Look, which reduces your opponent's attack and special attack by 1 stage. Soak to change your opponent's typing to water. Rain Dance, Hydro Pump.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, and again, your ability makes critical hits more powerful. You have one move that does the critical hits. And although it attempts to have okay type coverage, it's all in the wrong stat.
See, what I'm hearing is, it's that Drapion I made, but shit.
Yes! Because that Drapion you made could use Cross Poison, X Scissor, Slash, Night Slash. Could do loads of shit.
That Drapion kicked ass.
Yeah. What we've learned is
Uncle Pinchy was a good boy.
If we're going to continue with Inteleon's theming, Inteleon is one very specific James Bond film. Which one do you think it is, Jay?
Die Another Day, but can that day be today?
Nope.
Goldfinger?
The Man with the Golden Gun.
The Man with the Golden Gun.
One bullet.
So what we're saying is that Inteleon is a one-punch chump.
Yes. Now let's look at...
I'll put it in E tier. We're not talking about this any further. We're already running over.
We are. You want to hear its TM pool? Because it's not all that exciting.
Then I don't care. We're putting it in E tier.
E for everything sucks. Now it's Icy Wind, Mudshot, Air Cutter, which Air Cutter.
Okay. Air Cutter has a increased.
Yep, it's the only other special move with an increased crit chance. Air Slash, which is flinching. Dark Pulse, Shadow Ball, Surf, Ice Beam. Not dreadful.
I think what we've learned here is that there should be more special high crit moves.
Oh, we already knew that. You want to hear something really upsetting, Jay?
What?
Egg moves, right? Okay, normal shit like Aqua Jet. Aqua Ring, which would be good if it had any defense. Haze, Ice Shard, Mist. Fell Stinger!
Doesn't Fell Stinger decrease your opponent's special attack?
No, Fell Stinger is a bug move where if you knock out your opponent with this move, your attack boosts by like 3 stages.
But it's a physical move.
Yes.
Fucking
2
hell.
stages, sorry.
Okay.
And it's had its power up to 50, which makes, and now raises by 3 stages.
Yeah.
So it's a brilliant move as of Gen 7.
Yeah. So Inteleon, put it like this: Inteleon is the look of James Bond with all the effectiveness of Austin Powers.
I mean, this is the thing though, Jay.
And that's unfair to Austin Powers.
It is unfair to Austin Powers. No, because this is gonna upset you, right?
Johnny English. I should have said Johnny English. Yeah.
Fellstinger changes the game though, Jay.
Why?
Because it's a 50 power bug move that, if it hits the opponent, it boosts your attack.
If it kills the opponent.
3 stages.
But that's only if. That's a big if. That's a really hard thing to pull off.
All it means is for Inteleon to be the second person on the field. And suddenly it gets to physical sweep. Now,
that's still hard. That's still.
It is hard.
If I was gonna pull off a Fellstinger strategy, I'd put it on actual bug Pokemon like fucking Scolipede or something.
Yeah.
Something that could really make use of it.
And you do need to chain breed it in as well. It's really hard to get.
Yeah. Again, you should not have to compensate for a primary stat.
No, you shouldn't. Also,
Get in E tier where you belong, you creepy lizard fuck.
It doesn't learn any physical increased crit moves.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
All right, Randall, get the fuck out of here, because he looks a bit like Randall from Monsters Inc. Get the fuck out.
Does a bit.
The fuck out. Jesus Christ, why did we invite you? Why did we invite you? Okay, because here's the thing. We invited Inteleon because somehow he's friends with the next guy who's really fun. Another one of these sort of ugly duckling stories who kind of like grew up and learn more about themselves. It's the latest in this version. It's Quaquaval.
It is indeed.
And I fucking love Quaquaval. And I will say this one thing. This picture does not do Quaquaval justice. Because Quaquaval actually looks a little different from this. It gets this huge peacock tail of like little water droplet shaped feathers that float in the air around it, and it's so cool. It looks so fucking cool. And like Quaquaval it's a water fighting type that is so heavily based on like Brazilian style Carnival, and like Quaquaval is the guy who takes everybody to Mardi Gras, okay?
Absolutely.
And is just
Quaquaval brings the party.
Quaquaval is the party, okay? They know everybody, they're friends with everybody, they've just got the immaculate vibes, they're always down to clown, they are good people, and they will kick your fucking head in, if necessary, because that water fighting type gives it some seriously good ass kickery.
It absolutely does. You want to hear how good that ass kickery is?
I will, because the other thing I would like to point out is Quaquaval is the only one out of the Gen 9 starters so far that neither of us have trained, because I have trained both Meowscarada and Skeledirge, and I think you've only trained Meowscarada.
I haven't trained any because I gave my Quaquaval away.
You gave your Quaquaval away because you're a fool!
I gave it away because... So, my story with starting to play...
Okay, you were being really nice, but still.
Yeah, I started playing Scarlet to help a friend complete her Pokédex. Because I had been really, like many people, been really put off by all the bugs in the early release. And then I got into it and I was like, holy fuck, this game's actually great. And I was like, okay. And then I looked into Quaquaval and Skeledirge and Meowscarada and I was like, these are all brilliant and I'm quite sad I gave it away.
Can I also just say something, just very quickly?
Go on.
I am so glad that Scarlet and Violet were fucking great, because if we'd had another shit one...
really... Yeah.
I think that maybe would have killed any inclination I had to buy Gen 10 whenever it comes out.
It would have killed it for me. It's like...
Because that would have been bad. But Scarlet and Violet were great. And
they were indeed.
They compensated for Sword and Shield. Like Pokemon can be shit, but it's not shit for long.
Yeah.
But Quaquaval. I adore Quaquaval's design. It comes from initially this little guy here, Quaxley, who is adorable. Like that's adorable. That's its hair. Okay. You know, it's a bit pompous. It's very up in class. And Quaquaval's story as it grows up is because look at that. Quaxwell is a very, very serious Pokemon. It's like, oh, I'm learning classical dance. I'm doing this properly, and then Quaquaval is where it comes into itself, and it learns to actually like let go and enjoy what it has. Like Quaquaval's story is kind of the story of that kid who is talented and skilled and has a lot of pressure from what is probably a parental figure to like go into very specific things and to do things a very, very specific way. But the instant that they kind of break out of that on their own and they discover the parts of that thing that they actually like, they just bloom. And I love that because I've met those people and it's so good to see when they actually, come into themselves. And it's amazing.
Absolutely. And the really nice thing is that, again, it's like all of the stars align in terms of ability, stats, typing, move pool.
What is the hidden ability of Quaquaval?
Hey Wookie, it's lovely to see you too.
Tell the golf we say hi.
We're 16 minutes over, so we're trying to finish, but we're just gushing about this beautiful duck.
Yeah. I love that duck!
So, first of all, stats. 120 base attack. That's a great place to be.
We'll kick your fucking head in, Jesus.
It really will. It then does settle back a bit in that health and speed and special attack are all 85.
See, that's the thing, is it didn't really strike me as something that would be the fastest, although its signature move does increase its speed every time.
Yeah, so it kind of doesn't need it. Because it does, and this is the thing that we're going to get into about Quaquaval, is that, its only standout stat is its attack. 85 everything, and then defense 80, special defense 75. So it's really not stellar, but it goes hard on the kick. The other thing that goes hard on the kick is its hidden ability, which is Moxie.
Oh, Moxie, because Moxie boosts your attack every time you kill someone.
Yes.
Quaquaval is about momentum.
Absolutely. And again, talking about that momentum, its unique, special look at me move is called Aqua Step. Aqua Step raises the user's speed every time it's used. And it's got 90 power.
Yeah.
It's got 80 power and 100 accuracy. Sorry, I misread that. So it gets faster every time it kicks you. And then if it kicks you enough, it gets stronger when it gets faster. And then we look at the rest of the things that it learns.
Because the question that Quaquaval really asks is, can you do the can?
The answer is yes.
Yes, it can.
Because we go Wing Attack, Aqua Jet, Low Sweep, Aqua Cutter, which increased crits, Mega Kick, Acrobatics, Liquidation, Close Combat, and finishing on the very first water starter to not learn Hydro Pump.
Really?
Yep. Instead, we learn Wave Crash.
Yeah, baby!
Now, Wave Crash is a move that was invented for Legends Arceus. It wasn't invented for the mainline Pokemon games. And then it just turns up here, and with 120 power, 100 accuracy, and also...
It's a recoil move.
Yeah, recoil, but also raises the user's action speed. It says here, which I think...
change. That'll be a different thing. Because that's that. Oh, because that's
Gen 8.
Well, action speed. That will be a Legends Arceus thing. Because they slightly changed how the battling and the stats work.
They did. I'm just looking at it, being like, does that translate over? And did that mean it raised priority?
I mean, a 120 power priority move.
Yeah, can you fucking imagine that?
No, Quaquaval is great. I love the design. It's also, I believe, one of only 2 water fighting types, the other one being Poliwrath.
I think you are, in fact, correct. And this is, if we look at the typing,
Oh, there's also Urshifu, but fuck Urshifu.
Fuck Urshifu. The typing is okay.
It's not bad, but it's interesting at least.
Yeah, it's absolutely interesting. And we're looking 5 weaknesses, but 7 resistances.
That's not bad.
So yeah, it balances. But then again, we're looking at the move pool. We're looking at, obviously, that was its natural move pool I described. TM's Locating acrobatics, facade, aerial ace, U-turn, brick break, liquidation again, giga impact, ice spinner.
Ice spinner's good.
New ones. Excitingly, we also get brave bird from TM.
Chris.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Previously, in the last two videos, we kind of went off on how cool Meowscarada and how powerful Skeledirge are, how powerful they both are. I'm getting a little feeling that Quaquaval is Quaquaval the Sceptile here.
See, I'm not sure.
It's great, but it is the least of the three greats.
I personally would say Skeledirge is the least of the three greats, but
I know, man. Skeledirge is really something.
I feel like Torch Song does not quite stack with the other two, and also I don't think that Skeledirge's ability is as good.
I don't remember what it was.
Let me double check, because I remember it being something not quite as exciting.
No, we were secrets. Show me what you got, Crocky boy.
Fucking! I've been in Bulbapedia for the last 10 minutes, 2 hours, in fact.
Its hidden ability is Unaware.
Yeah, exactly, which is not great.
Unaware is amazing.
Hang on, remind me what.
Ignores other Pokemon's stat modifications.
Okay, so yes, it's good, but it's not stunning. I would take Moxie over Unaware.
I mean, Moxie is great and really fits with Quaquaval, but Unaware also means that, like, if somebody's sitting there bulking up their defenses, Skeledirge doesn't fucking care.
This is true.
Which is very dangerous.
And I would take Unaware, for instance, I would take Unaware over Protean.
Yes, because Protean sucks now.
Yes, it does suck now.
But, I don't know, I want to train I am really looking forward to the point where I train a Quaquaval, because I'm gonna.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I would say that Quaquaval absolutely holds its own with the others. And I think, again, when you have an ability that raises your attack,
well, that's why I described it as speed. That's why I maybe described it as the Sceptile.
But this is again, I would say it's closer to the Blaziken. I don't think it's the least of three greats. I think it's easily on par with the other two.
I mean, it's
again, I don't think it doesn't have variety. I will grant you that it does not have, it doesn't have huge variety.
Yeah.
It's realistically flying moves, water moves, and fighting moves, with a couple of additions, in the forms of U-turn and ice spinner. But
those are both pretty solid.
Yeah, those are great, and it's again, wave crash, brave bird, aqua step,
close
combat, acrobatics. It's the moves that it gets in those places are brilliant, and it gets bulking moves if you want them. I mean, it doesn't need them because it's bulking itself just by existing.
Yeah, I mean, Quaquaval is fantastic.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm 110% behind Quaquaval and anything they choose to do in their career. Also, that you can breed in Roost.
Jesus. So do we put Quaquaval in A or S tier?
A.
Okay.
It's not quite good enough, I think, to be S, but I would definitely say that it's a very solid A.
Quaquaval, welcome to the house. You can sit up next to Primarina, because honestly, I feel that Quaquaval and Primarina are best friends.
I do, and also I feel that the reason that they're both in A is because they do the same thing. They do. Yeah. They take their one thing and they do it brilliantly.
I'd probably argue that Quaquaval does it slightly better, just because of that serious synergy with its ability and its moves.
I think that, Although Primarina, because...
But I think that might be power creep.
It could be power creep, yes. But yes, no, that is...
So that is it. That is our tier list for the Pokemon Water-type starters, and kind of concludes this little series of starter Pokemon we're doing. Sorry that we've run half an hour over, everybody. We
just had too many things to say.
We had a lot of things to say. We didn't even really tangent that much.
No, we just love the wet boys.
We just love the wet boys. Like these are. I promised I wasn't going to say soggy boys again. So that is us. Thank you for joining us on this Monday night. Thank you for letting us waste your time. You can follow me on Twitter at JonathanHoney4. You can follow my games company, All Alliance Games, at all_games. for any exciting developments in development. You can find all my writing and my game reviews, another one of which actually should have been out today, and I will probably put out tomorrow morning, for, thematically enough, a game called Submerged Hidden Depths, which is about a water apocalypse. That should have been out today, but I've had a really fucking busy day. So that'll be out tomorrow morning. And you can find that at jonathandavidhoney.com. Yes, I have the .com. And you can support me on Patreon, at jonathandavidhoney, on Patreon. You can also find Chris here, my beloved brother, at Chris Honey Actor on Instagram. And as always, you can find all of these videos and all of our previous streams at The Brothers Honey on YouTube. I've got that down now, haven't I?
I was going to say, you've got it pretty well down.
Hell yeah, baby.
My wife is messaging me, telling me to shut the fuck up, so we have to end the stream.
Okay, we have to end the stream here, otherwise Chris is going to get either a divorce or a beheading, we're not sure which.
We're not on next week.
We're not on next week because we're both busy doing shit.
But we are back the next week.
But the week after,
next week with something very exciting that
we have some
you all want to see.
Very exciting things. So on the 14th, not the 14th,
following one.
On the 21st, tune in. Make sure to tune in. Tell everybody else because it's going to be important. It's going to be
hella exciting.
A big deal. But for now, everybody, thank you for joining us and good night.
Good night.
Bye. It's a good time. Enjoy yourselves.